Atlantic League champion York Revolution is on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Onto the track, it is gone! It's gone!
Revs Baseball on WOYK is brought to you by People's Bank, Wellspan Sports Medicine, Shipley Energy, Maple Donuts, Broadway Transmission, Flying Feet, Dasher Investment Services, York Mitsubishi, Kochman Kunkel Insurance Group, Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care, Rudders, Pennsylvania Lottery, Neighborhood SureSave Markets, PSECU, Kona Ice, Smith, Mayer and Little, York County Bar Association, and by Downtown Inc.
Swinging a ground ball, rolled to short, Dent's got it, throws, it's over! And the York Revolution are 2017 Atlantic League champions!
Now with the call of today's game, here's the voice of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution, Daryl Henry.
Good evening, everyone, from Constellation Field here in Sugar Land, Texas. Welcome to game number 85 of York Revolution Baseball. Tonight, the 7-game series finale. One final time from the Lone Star State this regular season as the Revs look to salvage the final game against the Skeeters. Hi again, everybody. Daryl Henry with you. Welcome to another warm, sunny night here in Texas. The Revs having dropped the last two, now just 2-4 on this visit. They came down here 2.5 back. They entered tonight 4.5 back in the second half standings, the biggest deficit they've had this half. A win would make it seem a little bit better, not what they wanted on this trip, but only dropping a game in the standings if they can get back to 3.5. A loss, though, tonight, and they will be out of chances to make up ground head-to-head against Sugar Land. They would have to regroup and hope that the Skeeters cool off because they have been the hottest team in the league since mid-June and have not slowed down since then. They are 31-11 since mid-June when they stormed past Lancaster for the first half title, and now they are 15-7 in first place in the second half, overall 56 and 29. Revs overall 42-42. Two tough losses the last two nights after an exhilarating comeback win on Monday. Tuesday night a 10-3 defeat. Last night a 9-3 loss. And the Revs again now 2-4 on this visit, but looking to get this finale before probably not going to sleep tonight, leaving the hotel overnight and boarding the plane back home in the wee hours of tomorrow morning. It'll be Logan Williamson making his second start, bookending this series. He was brilliant in Game 1 down here last Friday. Overall, he's 4-2, 3.23 ERA. And tonight, looking to move ahead of Frank Gailey for third on the Revs' all-time wins list. Right-hander Dallas Beeler goes for the Skeeters. He is 6-1. With an ERA of 1.90, would have been in the All-Star game had the Kansas City Royals not signed him for about a month, and he just returned and pitched in relief earlier in this series. This will be his first start since coming back to Sugar Land after the Royals had purchased his contract. Coming up on our pregame tonight, once again, we've got both managers on the show. Part 2 of our interview with Skeeters manager Pete Incaviglia is coming up. We'll hear from Mace on the Broadway Transmission Managers Report as well. First pitch tonight is set for 8:05 Eastern, 7:05 here in Texas on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Show your patriotism and Rev spirit with the new York Revolution Hat Pack. Get 6 undated ticket vouchers to use any way you'd like and 2 parking passes, plus an exclusive Revolution hat featuring the Revs logo in red, white, and blue. It's an exclusive design from York's own Legacy Athletic and one you can only get through this special offer. The Revs Hat Pack, 6 game ticket vouchers, 2 parking passes, and an exclusive Revolution baseball cap, all for just $75. Get yours while supplies last at YorkRevolution.com or 717-801-HITS.
Dale E. Anstein is a personal injury law firm that specializes in auto and motorcycle accidents, workers' compensation, and personal injury cases. Anstein has been proudly protecting the injured in Central PA for more than 40 years and is proud to support the York Revolution. At Dale E. Anstein, consultations are always free, and there is no fee unless they win the case for you. To learn more about Dale E. Anstein, or if you're in need of representation, go to AnsteinLaw.com. That's ANSTINE law.com.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
Back here in Sugarland, part 2 of our interview with Skeeters manager Pete Incaviglia tonight. Part 1 the other night, we talked about his first season in the Atlantic League here with Sugarland. Started to get into that 93 Phillies team with him. That's where we pick it up for part 2 tonight. We will post the entire interview on our SoundCloud archive page, but we pick it up with part 2 of our conversation here this evening.
What was that clubhouse like? Sadly, it came out last year, or it was reminded what a great leader Dalton was when he unfortunately passed. But obviously, he had a big voice in that clubhouse, but a lot of big personalities, right?
Yeah, it was definitely Dutchie Boy's team.
Yeah.
Dutchie was the leader. That guy, I don't know how he did it. He had 7 surgeries on one knee and 1 on the other, and he'd catch 130 games, and he'd be in the training room, icing and doing whatever he can. He was a special guy, man. He was special to all of us. He was definitely a leader of that ball club, and we just kind of, and then we had a bunch of loose cannons. You had Crucky and Lenny, and you had Davey and myself, and you had Mariano Duncan and Larry and Westy, and we just very loose clubhouse, to put it lightly, loose clubhouse. But the funny thing is a lot of people didn't understand when that red light came on that camera. Funny games were over. It was all business, and there was only one guy that could have managed that team, and that was Jimmy Fergozzi. And we had a great coaching staff with John Vukovic and Larry Boa, and it was just a kind of 1 in a million type deal, man. There's no question in any of our minds that, if we'd have won that Game 6 in Toronto, there's no question that we'd have won Game 7. Yeah. But to us, we don't feel like we lost anything. We feel like, the Blue Jays beat us. They just, got the key hits when they needed them. And, I think, that one game where we were up 14-7 at home, we ended up losing 16-14. Was a huge loss for us. But, we didn't cry about it, went out and played, and it was a great year. Nobody expected us to do anything. So, we're very proud of it, and it was a special year. I think the fans really identified with us because we were a bunch of blue-collar guys, just like, the city of Philadelphia is a bunch of blue-collar people. So it was a great fit, and I always loved going back to Pennsylvania and getting back to Philly. It's, without a doubt, the best place that I ever played, without a doubt.
Who threw the most pies on the team, you or somebody else?
Well, I don't know. I was up there. I got quite a few guys, but I would say Larry and Schilling like to throw a few pies, and I would say it was a toss-up. You never knew you were going to get hit with a pie. If you were on a microphone somewhere on the field, you'd better have your head on a swivel.
Well, and like I said to you before the interview, 2 of the guys I associate with that team were the broadcasters, Harry and Whitey, 2 of the best that you said you were around.
Without a doubt. Harry was like one of us. Harry didn't. Most of your broadcasters sit up in first class and never associate. Harry was in the back of the plane with us, having a beer and, shooting conversation, just listening to him talk about all the years and all the players. And, Harry was, special to all of us. He was much more than a broadcaster. He was a member of our ball club. That's the way we looked at Harry. And Whitey was great, too. Whitey sat up front, and he and Lenny would argue all the time because they play tennis, and I think Whitey would beat him at tennis all the time, and they would argue back and forth. And, it was a special time. I look back at, that year and just feel very grateful that I was a part of it, and I got to know those guys and got to be a part of their life for a little bit. Man, it was very, very special to me, and they're memories that I'll never forget. You know, I actually played 12 years, and I have more memories of the years I played in Philadelphia than I did anywhere else.
Wow. Well, last question for you. It's just about Major League trade deadline time. Was there a year that you really thought you might be in the middle of something? Do you have any memories of that time of year? I know when you went to Baltimore, it was a little bit later.
Yeah, I was 96, and you know, Jimmy called me in his office and said, Jimmy was wanted me to be a part of another winning team. You know, he was that kind of guy. You know, he knew that we weren't playing very well, and you know, they were going to bring up some young guys, but he wanted to make sure that, you know, the guys he was moving to some, you know, a team that had a chance to get in the playoffs. So I was fortunate enough to go to Baltimore. You know, Jimmy sent me to Baltimore with Todd Zeal that year, and you know, got in the playoffs against the Yankees, and you know, forever grateful, you know, of the coaching staff I had and the manager I had, and you know, Jimmy was, you know, left a mark on me as a manager. He was a great human being, and players revered him and loved him, and you know, he's sorely missed too. You know, it's kind of weird because I don't feel that old, but when I look in the mirror, I guess I am really that old because you know, it just seems like guys from, you know, who were coaching and managing on that team. You know, John Vukovic passed away, and Jimmy's gone now, and Dutchy Boy's gone, and Harry's gone, and you know, you just feel very fortunate that you got the opportunity to know all of them. You know, and I think that pretty much, you know, the things that I learned from them is the things that I try and teach my guys in the clubhouse. You know, I mean, that's who I am. You know, it's the people that I associated with, and the guys I played with, guys I played for. I think there's a little piece of everybody in me. So hopefully they're looking down and smiling. You know, that's what I hope.
Well, Pete, thanks a lot for a few minutes, and good to have you in the Atlantic League. We appreciate it. Best of luck in the playoffs, too.
All right, thanks. You guys, too. Best of luck.
All right, that is Sugarland manager Pete Incaviglia. Again, we'll post the archive of the entire interview. Actually, after we were finished, he remembered very fondly a couple of guys that had been in York who were in that clubhouse in Baltimore with him. Chris Hoyles, obviously, was a teammate when he went there in '96, and Andy Etchebarren was the bench coach on that team, so he had fond memories to share of those guys from his time in Baltimore as well. Right now, we will take a break on the pregame. We'll get Mace's thoughts on this series finale here in Sugarland, what went wrong for the guys last night. We will check in on the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report coming up next.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood Sure Save stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Fans, it's time to go inside the clubhouse for all the latest on your Atlantic League champion York Revolution and tonight's matchup. It's time for the Broadway Transmission Manager's Report. Now, here's the manager of the Revs, Mark Mason.
All right, man, it's a tough one here last night, and things began early with Jonathan Sanchez really struggling to find the strike zone. What did you think was going on with him?
I really wasn't sure. I mean, I think he just kind of lost the command there that inning, especially. I know Fletch said he had a really good bullpen session warming up before the game. So, I mean, he just went out there and he just couldn't find it. I mean, sometimes that happens. It's rare, you know, that you can't find it, but it took him a while to get going, and, you know, they ended up with a 3-spot on one hit that inning. So, you know, we've had a few innings down here like that so far in the 6 games we've been here. And, you know, I mean, we had the grand slam, you know, which was 1 run on 4 hits. or 4 runs on 1 hit, I mean. And then another night we had 3 runs on 1 hit, and so we've shot ourselves in the foot, and to their credit, they've punished us when we've done it. So we talk all the time about walks and errors in this ballpark, and last night we hit 3 guys, we walked 7. That's 10 guys right there on base. I think they had 12 or 13 hits. Now that's 20-some guys on base. That's a lot of base runners for 8 innings because we didn't even pitch the 9th. So we got to do a much, much better job moving forward, starting tonight with keeping guys off the bases.
Some of the relievers that have struggled in this series have been guys that have really been consistent for you. Is there anything that you can put your finger on as one reason why some of those guys are struggling?
I wish I could. I mean, it just seems like we've abandoned our fastball here for whatever reason, especially early in the counts. We're flipping our secondary pitches up there, and we're falling behind. And then we have to come in with a fastball, or we're not commanding anything in the zone. Even the one night, I think we gave up 3 or 4 no ball 2 strike base hits, 1 ball 2 strike base hits, 1 ball 2 strike home run. I mean, when you have a hitter 1 ball and 2 strikes, or no balls and 2 strikes, I mean, the pitcher has a huge advantage at that point. So for us to be giving up hits in those counts, that's not a good thing either.
Now tonight you've got Logan Williamson. He was excellent here on the first day and has really been pitching well. And he's maybe a 180 from not trusting the fastball, right? He is out there and he believes he's going to beat everybody.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he competes with the fastball. And sometimes to his detriment, he tries to overthrow it way too much, He tries to get up into triple digits on the velocity sometimes. So, but I mean, the one thing about Logan, I mean, he competes. He's he's not going to back down from anybody, and you got to like that about him. So some of the ways that we've pitched down here in certain situations. I mean, we've had guys that have had like 0 command. We've seen that. And then we've seen guys get beat when they're ahead in the count. So, those are all signs of a disaster about to break loose, and basically that's what happened. And I mean, we've been down here for 6 games. We've probably had like 4 really bad innings in 6 games. We've had 4 really bad innings. So. I think we had 2 7-inning debacles, a 6th inning last night, and a 1st inning last night. So, hopefully we can get that behind us, and today's a new day. This is our last trip to Texas this year, unless it's a playoff situation at some point. But, right now we got to concentrate on getting a lot better.
All right, Mace. Thanks a lot. Good luck tonight.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Revs manager Mark Mason on the Broadway Transmission Managers Report. That's a wrap on our pregame tonight. We'll have the starting lineups and first pitch from Sugar Land coming up next.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
You guys ready? Come on!
Sixers head coach Brett Brown joins us. People forget what you went through, and we had you on during this process. Did you ever have one of those, or the last time you had one of those moments where you just, it got to you, where you just said, I just don't know if I'm going to see the light at the end of the tunnel?
I mean, during the 10-win season, and, you lost 26 in a row, I think during that period of time, you wondered, times, was it something that it seems like a long time ago.
You went from 10 to 52 wins in 2 years. That's pretty incredible there.
The Dan Patrick Show.
First in York, first in sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Remember rushing to the newspaper in the morning to read all about that Revs game from the night before? Yeah, that was a long time ago. We barely remember that too. Sports Radio 1350 is your home for local sports, and we're taking care of that news void in your life. Get your York Revolution game articles delivered right to your inbox every morning, courtesy of WOYK. Simply log on to YorkRevolution.com and click to sign up to receive daily game recaps right to your inbox. Keep up to date every day as the York Revolution go for another Atlantic League title. We're your source for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Colin Cowherd.
Ben Simmons will change the league. Ben Simmons is different, folks. A 6'10" point. Long, tough. He is already an elite defender, unheard of as a rookie. He completely controls tempo. Most rookies walk into this league, and it takes them a while to catch up to the speed of the NBA. It's the opposite with him.
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at 3 on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Remember when an app was listen only? Oh yeah, that was kind of us, wasn't it? Well, we have a new app. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores and take Sports Radio 1350 on the go like never before. Listen on the go like always, and now get easier access to archived games and programs on demand. Watch WOYK game broadcasts on YouTube and so much more. Search the new WOYK on the Apple and Google Play stores and download today. It's not just an app, it's a lifestyle. Sports Radio 1350. First in York, first in sports.
This is the Rich Eisen Show.
Be on the lookout.
Rich Eisen.
Here's one that's off the radar you're not going to hear a lot about. How about San Francisco?
The Jimmy G effect.
How about the 49ers? Put him in that lineup. Richard Sherman's there too, so you got some veteran presence if need be.
What is there? So they have Pierre Garçon coming back. Marquise Goodwin,
who was really good. I don't think the Giants are going to hire Des Bryant. What about the Redskins though? That would be really interesting.
That's a Dan Snyder type of signing too.
But I would, if I was Des, just get off of Twitter right now. Somebody should take the phone out of his hand. If anybody's saying that they're emotional or it's personal, nothing's more dangerous than an emotionally charged thumb hovering over the send button on your phone. Go and get that man's phone and put it away.
Rich Eisen.
On air, online, and on your smartphone. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
This is Hall of Fame third baseman Brooks Robinson. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Just about set for game number 85 for the Revs here tonight, and the finale here in Texas. Starting lineup for the Revs, brought to you by Flying Feet. It'll be Jared Mitchell in right field, leading things off. Alexi Casillas, second base, bat second. Hitting third and DHing is Malky Mesa. Wellington Dotel in the cleanup spot is in left field. Luis Cruz will do the catching and hit fifth. Michael Burgess at first base is batting sixth. Ryan Dent, shortstop, hitting seventh. Henry Castillo at third base will bat eighth. And Travis Witherspoon is in center field hitting ninth. Now, Dallas Beeler, I would have to imagine, was just about ready. And it looks like there's an issue with Derek Norris's catcher's mitt. They sent one of the clubhouse managers back inside, I guess, to find a backup mitt for him. I don't know if one of the strings must have come loose. Maybe the webbing is not secure. But meanwhile, I wonder if there's an issue with the pitcher's mound also. It looked like Norris was pointing toward his glove, but perhaps that is not the case. Maybe they sent the clubhouse manager inside to summon a member of the grounds crew. It looks like Beeler's having an issue with the mound area, and he just made a motion with his left foot to indicate that he's slipping. So we will not be starting as quickly as we thought we would have been, beating Cavilla out there looking at it with him. Now again for the Revs tonight, it'll be Mitchell, Casilla, Mesa, Dotel, Cruz, Burgess, Dent, Castillo, and Witherspoon. And that is with Logan Williamson on the mound. For the Skeeters tonight, they will have Barrett Barnes in center field leading off, Juan Silverio at third base, bat second. Anthony Jansanti, the second baseman, will hit third. Cleanup man is Courtney Hawkins in left field. Batting fifth, playing first base is Matt Chavez. Albert Cordero is the designated hitter, batting sixth. Derek Norris will catch and hit 7th. Dennis Phipps in right field hitting 8th. And Alvaro Rondon at shortstop bats 9th. And now here comes one of the vehicles that their grounds crew uses. So hopefully we can get this fixed up, whatever the issue is. Apparently a slippy landing area is the best I can assume from watching everybody and how they're reacting. Some new dirt being carried out with a rake. Mace is chatting with the plate ump, Ken Leventhal, meanwhile. And again, for Sugarland tonight, Barnes, Silverio, Jansanti, Hawkins, Chavez, Cordero, Norris, Phipps, and Rondon. This follows one of the longest national anthem renditions that we've had this year. So some new dirt being spread across the landing area. And Beeler standing and watching as they fix it up to his liking. He is 6-1, a 1.90 ERA, 13 outings, 8 starts. And in 61 2/3 innings, only 35 hits allowed. Opponents hitting just 162. He's given up only 1 home run. And he is known as a ground ball guy, keeps it down with sink, and that's his fastball. He'll get a lot of outs on that. He'll pitch to contact, not a ton of strikeouts, although 56 compared to 13 walks, that's pretty darn good. But he will also use a changeup, a cutter in on lefties. He'll bury a splitter and a slider as well. And we've mentioned before how his delivery does kind of look like Roy Halladay. Well, earlier in his career, he, as a fan of Roy Halladay, did adopt the leg tuck, if you will, and kind of the same arm slot to generate movement. And his mechanics are kind of based on what Doc used to do. Why not copy one of the best? And in fact, he wears number 32 for Sugarland, as Halladay did. And he'll throw a couple more warm-ups as they get that mound squared away. Umpiring crew tonight, it is Ken Leventhal behind the plate, John Severe, the crew chief, at first. Andrew Larkin socializing with a few of the Skeeters over by third base. Beeler's been tough on the Revs, but he's been tough on pretty much everybody. 29-year-old righty is 6'5", 225. Halladay, by the way, did not always have that same arm slot. That's something that he had developed after really struggling early in his career and getting sent down at one point. Now, Beeler made his return to Sugarland at the beginning of this series, and he pitched in relief on Saturday night. 3 scoreless innings, 1 hit. As they eased him back in relief, and he breezed through his 3 innings of work. And Jared Mitchell stands in, and finally our Dasher Investment Services first pitch tonight. It is down the middle, a cutter for a called strike, and we are underway. It's thrown at 7:14 Central Time. Mitchell hitting at 274, had a great month of July. There's the 0-1, and it misses inside, another cutter. Batted .348 on the month. He's got a couple of 3-hit games in this series. Now the overhead wind, the 1-1, and a swing and a foul tip straight back. And like Halladay used to do, it's kind of that half arm raise above the head, not the whole way back. Then very similar action with the leg kick, the stride, the arm slot. Now Beeler winds the 1-2, and a breaking ball down low. Mitchell second in the league in runs scored with 56, fourth in walks with 47. Tied for third in steals with 23. On the wind, the 2-2. And a swing at a high fly ball, right center field. Barnes coasting back from center. And it's hit fairly deep, but he is there. And gliding toward it, makes the grab, one away. Mitchell hit it well, but just got under it. A towering fly ball and fairly deep right center. And it is the deepest right field and right center in the league here in Sugar Land. Here is Alexi Casilla with one down. Don't expect a lot of fly ball outs from Beeler tonight if he's on his game. And here is Casilla, first pitch fastball. It's a called strike. Inching up in the box, but let it go. Really, there has not been a game this year, stat-wise anyway, where Beeler has not been on his game in the Atlantic League. The 0-1, swing and a miss. There's the splitter down low. Alexi fourth in the league in hitting, .335. He went 3 for 5 last night. His last 7 games now hitting .560. Last 12 games, .463. Pitch is in the dirt, a check swing, tag applied in case. Appeal to third, he's rung up. And Casilla rung up by Larkin, who he did not see eye to eye with last night. And on a splitter down and in, it is a strikeout for out number 2. He is staring toward Larkin as he walks toward the Revs' third base dugout. Breaks off his route to walk in front of the dugout and stare at him. Polo is trying to get in between. And Casillas still staring at him as he walks in at the far end. Well, Larkin hasn't had a very good series. Here's Melky Mesa, who takes a strike. In fact, he's had a terrible series. Blown call on the bases that cost the Revs a critical run Monday night, even though they came back to win. Here's a swing and a miss. Breaking ball from Beeler. It's 0-2. Mesa 6th in the league in hitting, .323. 11 home runs. He is second in slugging. 0-2. And it misses off the plate away. No score underway tonight. Beeler's retired his first 2. And now winds and fires. And a swing and a flare the other way. Base hit right field. As Mesa inside outs it off the bat handle. And muscles it over the first baseman Chavez and into right. The Revs with their first base runner of the night. York wearing the alternate navy blue again tonight, with gold and white on the sleeves, gold numbers. Sugarland is in their alternate black jerseys with white and blue stripes on the lower half. And here's Dotel. First pitch, fastball, a little bit high. Dotel, who started this series 0 for 14, he is now 6 for his last 10. Had 2 hits, 2 runs scored last night, on base 3 times. There's the 1-0, and it cuts and apparently clips the outside corner. A little bit of a delayed call, but it's given to Beeler. And it's a ball and a strike. Dotel asks for time now to kick at some dirt. And with his recent push, as he backs out, taps the dirt loose from his cleats, he is back into the top 10 in the league in hitting, 9th at .309. Overall, .323. Pitch to him. It's a fastball down and in. He double checks on the count. Big open stance from the right. His Heel is on the outside line of the batter's box. He swings here, fouls it, up over the roof, first base side. It's 2-2. Beeler's first start against York, June 3rd. He won 8-0 here. 7 scoreless, 3 hits. No walks, 10 strikeouts. The 2-2. Curveball bounced high up off the plate. It'll land foul, though, partway over toward the Revs' third base dugout. So against the Revs, in 1 start, 1 relief outing, he's totaled 10 scoreless innings, 4 hits, and has not walked a batter. 12 strikeouts against York. Now he's ready, the 2-2, and a foul tip to the backstop. And Dotel hangs in. Our weather brought to you by Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care. 93 degrees and sunny. Feels like 95. Slight breeze, barely moving the flags left to right. As Dotel again has to back out and kick his cleats together to shake off the mud. And now in there, 2-2. Here's the stretch. And Beeler the pitch. Swing and a miss. Splitter down and away. Tag applied by Norris. And it's a scoreless first inning. No runs, 1 hit. 1 man left. We've played a half tonight. It's the Revs nothing. The Skeeters coming up.
Want to give your child the best birthday ever without hosting, planning, or cleanup work? Book a Kona Ice birthday party at People's Bank Park. Parties include a 2-hour feast, goodie bags for all guests, and Penn State Children's Hospital playground wristbands. The birthday child gets a custom Revs jersey, a ceremonial first pitch, and a customized Revs birthday cake. Birthdays in the Kona Ice birthday zone during a Revs game. Best birthday ever. Details at YorkRevolution.com or 717-801-HITS.
We are your auto loan experts. Hello, I'm Sue DeStefano, President and CEO of First Capital Federal Credit Union. With terms you can trust and competitive rates as low as 2.49% APR, First Capital is the first place to go when you're looking for an auto loan. At First Capital, you're a member, not just a number. You can apply for your loan online at firstcapitalfcu.com or stop by any of our branches. First Capital, putting you first. Federally insured by NCUA.
First Capital Federal Credit Union.
Need to get some cash? No problem. Head to Royal Farms, step up to the ATM, and
get your cash for nothing, cause there is no fee.
Yep, that's the way we do it at Royal Farms. Some retailers charge to use their ATMs. We don't. Our ATMs are surcharge free, so you can always get
cash for nothing, cause there is no fee.
Anytime at all Royal Farms ATMs.
A bank or credit card fee may apply.
Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
No score. Logan Williamson getting set to go tonight. And he has been absolutely spectacular here of late. Overall, he's 4-2, 3.23 ERA, 8 outings, 7 starts, 39 innings, 39 hits, 12 walks, 15 strikeouts. His last 5 outings, which has included 4 starts, he has gone 4-0 with a 1.06 ERA. That goes back to June 29th. 25 and a third innings, 3 earned runs since June 29th. Last time out, 1 here in the opener Friday, 4-1. 7 innings, 1 run, didn't walk a batter, 6 hits. And the 25th win of his Revs career, matching Frank Gailey for 3rd all time. Here's Barrett Barnes leading off. First pitch is grounded, just foul. Past the bag at 3rd, it rolls to the corner. Good try from third base coach Lincoln Juice Gums, who threw his hands up when it was called foul, but it was clearly outside the bag. Didn't miss it by much, though. When it first left the bat, It was inside the line fair, but the angle at which Barnes stands and at which he hit that ball, he pulled it foul. Now the wind, they want it in. Pitch is in and a called strike 2, even though Barnes is shaking his head no. No balls, 2 strikes. He's hitting at 248. 0-2 pitch, and it hit him. Or did it? It bounced into Cruz's glove. Barnes starts to go toward first. Kevin Leventhal shaking his head no, saying it did not hit you. And Barnes points down at his cleats. Pete Incaviglia hollering, check the ball. Logan's got a smirk and holds it up and says, here it is. You want to see it? Williamson's offering it. And now he will just turn and walk away and wait for this argument to unfold. Incaviglia pointing down at the dirt as to where it was, and now they are going to ask to look at the baseball. I'm not sure if this is even legal. As Leventhal looks it over, and he's saying the ball hit the ground. What a start. 1-2. And Barnes made absolutely zero attempt to move. He was going to wear that on the feet, which I would not recommend. Here's the pitch. And a slider down and in. He sort of flinched, and that was close to hitting him again. Looked like he flinched toward it almost. He leads the league in hit by pitches with 13. The 2-2. And he swings, socks a liner to left. Otell toward the line. It gets down in front of him. Over toward the line. He'll fire it in. Barnes will stop at first with a base hit. As he yanked that one toward the corner. Another ball that was hit well but not crushed. They had a couple of those last night that they placed well. Inside the line and left. And he is a leadoff base runner. Last night he had his 13th hit by pitch and he was mad. But tonight he was trying to get hit. Here's Juan Silverio as Williamson misses up high. The one that Peguero threw probably hurt. It was fastball high on the back. And now Williamson going to the spike cleaner, working on the dirt on that mound. What is going on with that pitcher's mound tonight? And the batter's boxes, for that matter. It's the 1-0. And a line drive center field. Witherspoon drifting back, and he'll reach up and snag it. That was hit harder than Barnes' single, but a line drive in fairly deep left center is tracked down by Witherspoon for the first out. And Anthony Jansanti up next. Williamson enters tonight not only tied for third in Revs history in wins, he's third in starts. Tonight his 80th. Becoming the third to reach 80 starts. Thurman Cody doing it. Here's a swing and a pop-up. Foul, but this will head back and out of play. And Logan also third in innings in Revs history. Fifth in strikeouts. Ricardo Gomez also a member of the top 5 and active. He is fourth in Revs history. Move to first. Barnes was leaning, and he's just back on a dive in. He was starting to lean towards second. Maybe not running, but trying to get a little more, and a fairly close play. On the stretch, Williamson another move, and Barnes will get back standing up. He has 11 steals, been thrown out 5 times. No score early. The pitch, it is swung on, ripped foul down the third base side. And as that rattles against the railing and back onto the warning track in front of the cutout, third base coach Gums will have to go grab that. 0-2. Jansanti hitting at .289, 13 homers, tied for third in the league. He has batted .365 at home. As Williamson sets, checks first, delivers, and misses outside, trying to backdoor one. Williamson this year against Sugarland, 2-1, 4.26 ERA, 3 outings, 2 starts, and he'll wheel one over to first again. Barnes is back standing again. He lost June 23rd at home, 4 1/3, 5 runs. But then an inning and a third scoreless in relief July 5th and got a win as he checks over at first again. And then the start here on Friday night when he really dazzled on what was a long, grueling day for everybody, but you wouldn't know it watching him. He fires, misses away, 2-2. Now the stretch, the pitch, and it's outside, ball 3. So he falls into a full count with Jansanti. Courtney Hawkins, who padded his league-leading RBI total even further last night, the Grand Slam, is on deck. Now the payoff pitch. Barnes runs. Jansanti lifts it in the air, foul down the right field side. That'll land just over the railing and up onto the end of their concourse. And we'll do it again. Williamson, who was born in the Chicago area, Great Lakes, Illinois, but has lived in Pensacola for many years. And a move to first. Barnes back standing since his youth. He was in Pensacola. And they had a team in the American Association for which he played back in 2007. Now another move over. Barnes back standing again. Williamson initially was in the White Sox system. The payoff pitch. Runner goes again. It's lined down the line in left field. Another hit. Dotel over across the line to backhand it. And Barnes will stop at third. Strong throw to second, but Jansanti's in head first. A double. And the Skeeters with second and third and one out. All three have hit the ball pretty well. Two of the three have base hits. There's Sugarland, a threat to score early. They had a 3-run first inning last night. And they're threatening for perhaps even 2 runs on one more base hit here tonight. Williamson will be trying to prevent that. Facing the league leader in runs batted in, Hawkins stands in. First pitch, he swings, bounces a foul, third base side. He was out in front on that one. Williamson had him all jammed up on cutters in on the hands in the first meeting in this series. But Hawkins has been hot of late despite that. Here's the 0-1, and it's down and in. Now leads the league in runs batted in by 6, ahead of Lou Ford. He's got 69. He's already within 19 of the Skeeters record. Delwyn Young had 88 4 years ago. Pitch here is line hard, deep left field. Dotel back. Oh, makes a great grab reaching up. But it will score a run, and he fires into second, which keeps Jansanti there. It is caught beautifully by Dotel going back in deep left, but the Skeeters with a 1-0 lead. And I thought he was going to crash into the wall padding. Ball was ripped up above Dotel, above his head, going back deep, but he reached full extension with the glove outstretched and hauled it in. And he caught it maybe a step shy of actually crashing into that wall. It is RBI number 70, though, for Hawkins, and the Skeeters do lead early again. Here's Matt Chavez, runner at second, 2 outs. First pitch is a cutter, stayed a little high, evidently. Logan didn't think so. He is shaking his head, looking in at home plate. Chavez, 5th in the league in hitting, .327. Second in total hits with 109, tying his career high. And Williamson steps off. That's the total that he had last year with Wichita in the American Association. They play fewer games, though. Now the stretch, the 1-0, and it's inside. Chavez moving his feet. He has batted .355 against York. By the way, that RBI for Hawkins, his 22nd in his last 16 games. Now Williamson ready. Here's the 2-0, and that's low. Early on, not as pinpoint as he was on Friday night, but that can happen in the first inning. Still plenty of time for him to get locked in, trying to hold him to just the 1 run here. A look back, he fires, and a swing on a green light. Fly ball left center, hit pretty deep, but Spoon's got it measured. He's back and makes the grab. Inning over. And this is a tough park to hit fly balls to the middle of the field. Williamson will take that on 3-0 and get out of the inning. 1 run scores on 2 hits, 1 man left. And we go to the second inning, 1-0, Sugar Land on top.
Are you one of the many people that has a 401k that is eligible to roll over, but you just haven't done it yet? Maybe you're not sure where was the best place to put it. I'm Tom Dasher of Tom Dasher Investment Services. I specialize in helping you getting your 401k and IRA money parked in the best place for you. So if you haven't rolled your 401k yet, or if you're not satisfied with your IRA, call me for a consultation at 487-2096. That's 487-2096. And check out my website at tomdasher.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
There's a lot of talk out there about good health care. We all want a good plan. But step outside and take a good look at all those beautiful trees and shrubs in your yard. Do you have a plan to maintain their good health? Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care has a veteran staff of 12 fully licensed and trained tree health care professionals to rely on, including 10 certified arborists and 3 PA certified horticulturalists. So don't let your trees and shrubs fend for themselves against Mother Nature. Visit heritagelawnandlandscape.com and get world-class care right in your backyard.
The Revolution plays here. Play ball! The new Sports Radio 1350.
After the second inning, 1-0, Sugar Land in front. And the Revs with Cruz, Burgess, and Dent coming up against Beeler, who allowed a single to Mesa with 2 outs in the first inning, but nothing else. Struck out a couple. Beeler, July 6th, that is contract purchased by Kansas City. Struggled at Double-A Northwest Arkansas, and who knows, sometimes guys get tinkered with. They try to change what a guy is doing. Here's the first pitch to Cruz. And a fastball over for a strike. Cruz, a 9-game hitting streak. Tied for the 3rd longest by a Revs hitter this year. The longest since Mesa had a 9-gamer in late June. The 0-1, and it misses in the dirt. He's hitting .471 on the 9-game streak. 6 multi-hit games in the 9. His average was .215 when it started. It's now .259. It's the 1-1 and a swing and a miss. reaching for a slider. The only longer streaks for the Revs this year, Dotel had a 17-gamer. Mitchell had a 15-gamer late May to early June. Dotel's was mid-May to early June. Here's a ball in the dirt. And it is now 2-2. Beeler's won 5 straight decisions. Now winds back, delivers, and a called third strike away. Delayed call yet again, which leaves Cruz standing there wondering about it. But Beeler's got his third strikeout of the night. One down here in the second inning. The start that he made against the Revs June 3rd, 7 scoreless, 3 hits, no walks, 10 Ks. That wasn't even his best. His best one was the one right before the Royals signed him. He went 8 no-hit innings against Lancaster June 30th, but Barnstormers broke up a combined no-hit attempt in the 9th. Here's Burgess, who takes a strike. Burgess hitting .226, 11 home runs, 39 driven in. Has been a tough series for him here. It's the 0-1, and that misses in the dirt outside. He's 1 for 16 in the series with 8 Ks, but did pick up a hit and an RBI last night. Barnstormers, shortly after that no-hit bid, they actually were no-hit. As Burgess swings here, lines one up the middle and a base hit. Now, Beeler got in on him, might have been that cutter, but Burgess muscles it up the middle. And he's a one-out base runner. Revs are down 1-0 here early as Ryan Dent makes his way to the plate. Yeah, about a week after the Beeler no-hit flirtation, Lancaster was no-hit in a 7-inning game of a doubleheader by the Road Warriors. Here's Dent, first pitch is outside. He's hitting at .249. 9 long balls. Last night 2 for 3 and drove in 2. That was on base 3 times. Also reaching on a walk. Here's the stretch, the pitch, and a swing and a foul back off the net. Both Beeler and Dent were in the Cubs system. Paths very well might have crossed. Beeler was the Atlantic League Pitcher of the Month in June, 5-0 with a 161. He deals, and that's over for a strike. Either the breaking ball or a splitter, 1-2. It was when the Royals signed him that the All-Star game opening came about for Mitch Atkins to go. Pitch, it is swung on, line the other way, base hit right field. Burgess up to second, and the Revs with 2 on and 1 out. And after a 2-hit night last night, Dent picks up another one, and Jansanti, again, playing way up the middle from second, in this case, backfired, as Dent ripped it toward where a second baseman often would be. But he takes advantage of what they gave him, and it's first and second for Henry Castillo. He plays in his 8th game with York tonight. Beeler the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Breaking ball. Tumbled down. He is 3 for 21, hitting .143 early in his time with York. Revs trying to answer a first-inning run from Sugar Land. 1-0 Skeeters lead. Now Beeler a look back, the 0-1, and a swing and a miss. Back to the fastball, and tied it up, down and in on him. Now ready. The 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Went back off speed, so he went hook, fastball, hook, or it might have been the split. We're on an angle here, makes it tougher to tell. But that is strikeout number 4 out of the 5 outs that he's recorded. And now up to Travis Witherspoon if the Revs are to do anything with the 2 base hits already out there this inning. Been a tough series for Spoon. Mace gave him the night off last night. First pitch is outside, a cutter missing. He's hitting .249. The last 4 games, 1 for 15 with 8 Ks. And they gave him a night to rest last night. Tonight he makes the 270th start in center of his Revs career. As Beeler misses down and away now, 2-0. And Witherspoon will look for one that's to his liking. Spoon trailing only Scott Grimes in center field starts. Grimes 350. Here's the 2-0. And a fastball. It's a called strike. Outer half. Witherspoon can't get there this year. Could get to 300 though, the pitch. And it misses outside, 3-1. So again, a heavy hitter's count for him, trying to tie things up. Mitchell drops the bat weight and uses the bat to toss it back toward the on-deck circle as he gets a close-up look. 3-1. It is a called strike down as Witherspoon started walking toward first and doing some lip reading from up here. Could see him tell Ken Leventhal that ball was down. Monday night, it was a floating strike zone. And it's been a little bit again here in the early going tonight. Here's the 3-2. Runners go. Swinging a ground ball at third in front of Burgess. Silverio not distracted. He's got a clean hop and throws to first to end the inning. And perhaps the bases should have been loaded for Jared Mitchell, but they are not. No runs, 2 hits, 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It's a 1-0 Sugarland lead.
You line your feet up on the edge of the starting block, shake out your arms, and then you push off the block in one fluid motion, fully extending your body and cutting into the water with nothing on your mind but the mechanics. You're a swimmer, and whether it's practice time in the pool or crunch time at a meet, Flying Feet is with you every stroke of the way.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes is a swimmer's paradise. Get suits by Dolphin, Speedo, Nike, Arena, and Tier. Pick up practice gear, team gear, and training equipment like fins, snorkels, and kickboards. The Flying Feet team has high-tech competitive suits, customizable caps, goggles, even goggle repair items. Shower down with swimmer's shampoo and body wash, plus suit wash to limit the wear and tear of chlorine. Time to dive into the pool? Then it's time for Flying Feet. We're more than sports shoes.
Flying Feet.
1511 Mount Rose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83 next to Battery Warehouse.
Show your patriotism and Rev spirit with the new York Revolution Hat Pack. Get 6 undated ticket vouchers to use any way you'd like and 2 parking passes, plus an exclusive Revolution hat featuring the Revs logo in red, white, and blue. It's an exclusive design from York's own Legacy Athletic and one you can only get through this special offer. The Revs Hat Pack, 6 game ticket vouchers, 2 parking passes, and an exclusive Revolution baseball cap, all for just $75. Get yours while supplies last at YorkRevolution.com or 717-801-HITS.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
One to nothing, Sugarland leads it. Bottom of the second inning. We'll have the distinct joy of being on the same flight tomorrow, as they will be in Lancaster beginning tomorrow night. Revs back home to host Southern Maryland for the weekend, and then New Britain is in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Cordero leads things off. The DH tonight. And the switch hitter steps in from the right, hitting .281, 10 home runs. First pitch of the inning, it is up high. He has set a new career high in RBIs as of last night, 45 for the year. Sac fly in the first last night. 1-0. And he lines it to center field, and Witherspoon in. He makes a running grab. Just about a shoestring grab, maybe a little bit above that, but leaning in, running in, hard into shallow right center as it sliced down. Witherspoon on it quickly, and there's one away. We'll bring up Derek Norris. Norris hitting at .254, 7 home runs. Against the Revs, .364. It's the final meeting of the regular season tonight. First pitch is swung on and missed, a cutter. And Logan making that one run in near the back foot on the righty. He was tied for second in the league in walks. And last night, no at-bats. He had 2 walks, 2 times hit by a pitch. There's the 0-1. And that misses high and outside, a changeup. Pretty decent crowd tonight, especially on the first base side. A lot of folks in the Bud Light Ice House in right center. The 1-1, and it's fouled against the netting. Lancaster and Southern Maryland earlier today were rained out. Our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. They probably weren't upset about it after playing 23 innings yesterday. 1-2, and that's down low. They had a 16-inning game yesterday and split a doubleheader that started at 11 a.m. The 2-2. Change-up, popped him up. Casilla backs out from second, arms outstretched, calling for it, and walking to his left underneath it, he squeezes. 2 up, 2 down, and 4 in a row for Logan. Elsewhere, Long Island leads the Road Warriors 7-6 in the bottom of the 6th inning. New Britain won a morning game at Somerset 4-3. That was the first game of the series. I don't know why they did that. Here's Dennis Phipps, and a swing and a ground ball to short, and a Sunday hop to Dent. He's got plenty of time. He'll crow hop and make the throw. 1 pitch out, 1-2-3 inning for Williamson. And we've played 2 tonight here in Sugar Land. Revs trailing 1-0.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood Sure Save stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Smith, Mayer & Little is a holistic wealth management group with one product, advice. We aim to simplify our clients' lives, help them retire comfortably, and build lasting legacies for their families and the causes they care about. Our purpose is simple, to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our clients, our community, and the world in which we live with the advice we provide. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. We make our living by making a difference. Visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
This is Jay Gaush. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Spurt Radio 1350, WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Head of the third, 1-0. Sugarland on top. Jared Mitchell will lead things off. Today was High School Football Media Day. Our spotlights presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine. Starting this coming week. Tune in throughout the day for those. Then beginning Friday, August 24th, our high school football game of the week presented by WellSpan Sports Medicine on YouTube until the Revs season concludes, and then on radio as well. Jared Mitchell leads it off, top of the order. Flight out to deep right center his first time. Pitch from Beeler is low. Mitchell, Casilla, Mesa. Beeler the pitch. Mitchell shows bunt. It's low. Beeler made his big league debut June 28th, 2014 with the Cubs. Was against the Nationals. Spent all 7 of his previous seasons in the Cubs system. Made it to the majors in 2014 and 15 for 5 starts combined. The 2-0. And a bouncing ball toward the middle at second. Jansanti can't handle it. Ricochets to himself, now throws, and it's late. And Mitchell is on to start the inning. Infield hit as Jansanti ranged to his right. Tried to backhand a short hop, hit the heel of his glove. Grabbed it out of the air, but by then, too late to get the speedy Mitchell. And Alexi Casilla coming up next. Beeler 0-3 at the big league level, 6.05 ERA, but was there with the Cubs for parts of 2 years. Yeah, here's Alexi, who struck out the first time. He didn't like it, though. First pitch fastball misses down and away. Let's see if the Revs put anything in motion here with the leadoff man leading off the inning and getting on base. Throw to first. Mitchell lunges back. 23 steals, tied for third in the league. Beeler was a 10th round pick of the Cubs out of Oral Roberts University. Mention he's from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And another move. Mitchell will again stride back. And Beeler was also a wide receiver in football in high school. His team, Jenks High School, was a national power. He helped them win a pair of state titles. Here's a swing and a bouncer to short. Rondon charges, gloves, goes to second. The turn is late, and it's a fielder's choice. Rondon charging, gloved it, and from the infield grass, turned back to throw to second. And then Jansanti coming in front of second to avoid Mitchell's slide, but by then his overhand relay to first was not in time. Now Casilla, a one-out base runner. Melky Mesa to the plate, who singled to right his first time. Revs with 4 hits to the Skeeters 2, but trailing 1-0. Here in the top of the third tonight. Beeler the pitch. It misses high and away. Beeler had a year at Seminole State College in Oklahoma, a JUCO school, and then 1 year at Oral Roberts. And Tommy John surgery in college. Throw to first, Casilla back standing. He's got a brother, Chase Beeler, who was a center on the 49ers practice squad 7 years ago. A 1-0 pitch and a swing and a foul against the netting. In his big league debut, his first at bat at the plate, Beeler singled off Gio Gonzalez, which is who the Nationals acquired when they traded Beeler's current catcher, Derek Norris, to Oakland. There's a throw over as Casilla dives in. Alexi 9 for 11 in stolen base attempts. Beeler's big league debut was outstanding. 6 innings, 1 unearned run as he throws over again. But did not get the win. Now the stretch. Alexi getting a little more. And he goes. Pitch is a breaking ball strike, and Norris from his knees throws, and it's late. And also high and off to the right as Casilla goes in head first. Steal number 10. And I'm surprised that when he got an extra step from what he had previously had, that Beeler didn't step off or throw, or nobody told him. Alexi got an extra step, and it looked like he was trying to time Beeler and realized, oh, I better stop. He's not going to the plate yet. And now Beeler steps off, stares him back at second. The Revs down 1-0. They stranded first and second last inning. Now they have another runner at second this inning. 1-2, and it's down low as Mesa lays off the split. Beeler's dad was an assistant coach, football and baseball at his high school. His dad is named Daryl, spells it like me. What a small world. The 2-2, and a bouncing ball softly to short. Casilla breaks for third. Rondon up with it, fires to first. That's out number 2. Casilla to third base with 2 away. Wellington Dotel will try to get him home and tie things up. Dotel, a strikeout victim his first time. And now ready. First pitch. Dotel shows bunt, but pulls back a fastball. Is a called strike on the outer part of the plate. Nothing and 1 the count. Down 1-0 here in the third. And the pitch. Swinging a ground ball the other way at first, and Chavez gloves it. Foot race. He'll get there. Couple steps ahead of Dotel. And the inning is over. He got a favorable hop and gloved it cleanly, and Chavez just tossed the ball to a guy in the first row, or tried to, and the guy leaning over that tiny wall that they have just did an absolute head over heels somersault and plopped on the warning track. In the big leagues, he'd be ejected, but I'm sure he won't be here. We go to the bottom of the third, still 1-0 Sugarland.
Remember rushing to the newspaper in the morning to read all about that Revs game from the night before? Was it? Yeah, that was a long time ago. We barely remember that too. Sports Radio 1350 is your home for local sports, and we're taking care of that news void in your life. Get your York Revolution game articles delivered right to your inbox every morning, courtesy of WOYK. Simply log on to YorkRevolution.com and click to sign up to receive daily game recaps right to your inbox. Keep up to date every day as the York Revolution go for another Atlantic League title. We're your source for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Since 1934, PSECU has given Pennsylvanians financial opportunities to live a better life. We are a credit union who offers valuable free and low-fee financial products, broad lending options, and outstanding money management for financing life. At PSECU, we are proud of who we are and committed to who we serve because our Pennsylvania roots run deep. We are banking on a difference. Visit PSECU.com to join us. This credit union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Remember when an app was listen only? Oh yeah, that was kind of us, wasn't it? Well, we have a new app. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores and take Sports Radio 1350 on the go like never before. Listen on the go like always, and now get easier access to archived games and programs on demand. Watch WOYK game broadcasts on YouTube and so much more. Search the new WOYK on the Apple and Google Play stores and download today. It's not just an app, it's a lifestyle. Sports Radio 1350. First in York, first in sports.
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
One nothing, Sugarland the lead. We go to the bottom half of the third. Is Alvaro Rondon leading things off. 9-1-2 in the order. Left on left matchup to begin. And the first pitch from Williamson in the dirt. Bounces up off of Cruz. I think off his face mask. Henry Castillo well in at third as Rondon is maybe their biggest threat to bunt. And now the 1-0. Fastball called strike. Logan might have lowered the arm angle a little bit. Rondon couldn't pull the trigger. He turned away for a brief instant, looking frustrated at himself. The 1-1, that's down and away. Rondon hitting 276, no homers, 31 driven in. This is the only lefty in their lineup tonight. As Williamson fires. And a swing and a pop-up foul, third base side. Castillo giving a look, but back into the seats. And Williamson has actually handled righties better than lefties with that cutter running in on them. 248, righties, that's all they hit against him. Lefties over 300. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball rolled towards second. Alexi will circle it. Gloves, fires, got him, one away. And that was not an easy play. In fact, it was tougher than it looked. Rondon hit it off the end of the bat. And these guys are so good that they can circle it, get their momentum going toward first. And to them, that might be easy. But Alexi was lining up to do that, and the ball hit the side of the mound and actually changed direction toward the middle of the infield slightly, and he had to angle his charge even sharper toward the middle. Here's Barrett Barnes. First pitch ripped, base hit, down the line, in left again. And Dotel will wait for the kick out of the corner. It doesn't come. He'll go grab it and toss it in the direction of third. Barnes has a double. And he's 2 for 2. And that one was smoked out of the reach of Castillo at third, and down the line it went. The Skeeters with their third hit. Barnes scored the game's only run back in the first. And he is on base for the second time in as many at-bats. Here's Juan Silverio. He lined out to center his first time up. Williamson with the pitch. It's a changeup down low. Now ready. The 1-0, and that's low. Silverio's been a hot hitter for them since signing. 12 games played, hitting .304 with 4 homers. 3 doubles as well. Here's the 2-0. And that's a called strike. Cutter from Williamson. Revs 4.5 back of Sugarland entering tonight, their largest deficit of the second half. Look back, here's the 2-1, and that's low as well. Anthony Jansanti waiting on deck. Over on the other side, Somerset today losing their 4th straight. New Britain winning its third straight. They're within 3. If Long Island tonight can win their 5th in a row, they'd be within 1. But they just lost a couple key pieces. The 3-1. And there's a fastball in for a strike. Looked like the four-seamer that time. The Ducks placing Emilio Bonifacio on the suspended list today, and it was believed to be due to some overseas ventures, and also Atlantic League strikeout leader Bennett Perry going to Taiwan. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss, a high changeup, would have been ball 4. And Silverio knew it. He couldn't believe he swung at that pitch, punched his bat as he walks back to the dugout. And Logan will take it, his first strikeout of the night. 2 down in the 3rd. And now Anthony Jansanti, who doubled in the 1st, steps in with a runner at second, 2 outs. First pitch, changeup misses high. It is dusk here in Sugar Land as Logan holds up the ball, wants a new one. By the way, New Britain's gotten Jovan Rosa back. He homered today. The 1-0. And a bouncing ball. Logan will let it go. Den up the middle. Cuts it off. On the move. He fires to first. And a big fist pump from Williamson into his glove as he marches off and works around that 1-out double. And a wise decision defensively to not reach up and potentially poke that ball. He knew Dent would get to it. It wasn't hit hard. 1 hit, 1 left. We'll go to the 4th. Still 1-0 Sugar Land.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. One try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
Does your wealth advisor know how you take your coffee? At Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group, we genuinely get to know our clients, from their interests, goals, and dreams, right down to how they like their coffee. By understanding our clients on a personal level, we help them make wise financial decisions. In us, you will find a trusted confidant dedicated to your financial success. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC. Member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
Show your patriotism and Revs spirit with the new York Revolution Hat Pack. Get 6 undated ticket vouchers to use any way you'd like and 2 parking passes, plus an exclusive Revolution hat featuring the Revs logo in red, white, and blue. It's an exclusive design from York's own Legacy Athletic and one you can only get through this special offer. The Revs Hat Pack. 6 game ticket vouchers, 2 parking passes, and an exclusive Revolution baseball cap, all for just $75. Get yours while supplies last at YorkRevolution.com or 717-801-HITS.
Rutter's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rutter's Kunzler hot dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler bacon wrapped cheddar dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchased. Must scan rewards card. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
This is Luke Westfall. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Head of the 4th, the 1-0 Sugar Land lead. Luis Cruz will get things started. Revs out hitting the Skeeters 4-3. They have stranded runners in scoring position the last 2 innings. Here's Beeler's first pitch of the 4th and a swing and a miss. Breaking ball, and Cruz thought he was getting fastball. He was a strikeout victim looking his first time up. And I'm not sure that he loved it. A little bit of a late call on a pitch away. Here's the 0-1. And he swings, slices one, but foul. Hit hard the other way, and one hops the angled wall at the end of the seats. Right past Mitch Atkins, who's coaching at first base this inning. The Revs home this weekend. Dominic Severino against Drake Britton tomorrow. There's the 0-2. And that's dumped in the dirt. Atkins will start Saturday. Going up against Paul Clemens, then Robert Carson against Casey Delgado on Sunday. It's the 1-2, and it's tap foul behind the plate. Six-game homestand beginning tomorrow. And the Revs will hope to see the Skeeters again in the postseason, but this will be it until then. On a pitch and a breaking ball, nubbed foul left of home plate. Beeler charging in just in case, but it is foul. The Revs have gone 3-6 against the Skeeters, both at home and here. And until last year, when they had some real success against them, it was maybe the toughest team they've had historically. Pitch, and a line drive left field, and it is caught and then dropped on a slide by Courtney Hawkins, and Cruz is on base. Hawkins went into a slide and couldn't hang on to it, and it's a base hit for Cruz, a 10-game hitting streak. Lines it hard to left, and with it heading toward the grass, Hawkins went into a slide in his glove for a moment, but when he landed, it squirted out. And Cruz, a 10-game hitting streak. Came in tonight batting .471 on the streak. And it's the Revs' third longest of the year. Here's Burgess, who lays off down and in. Burgess a single up the middle, his first time tonight. Revs down 1-0, leadoff man on for the second straight inning. 1-0, and that's up and in. Chavez not holding Cruz on the bag, but rather part way in front of the bag. And perhaps that's because Burgess at the plate have a better chance to get off the bag on a grounder. Here's a fastball. It's a called strike, down and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. As we approach nightfall here. Dusk here in the Houston area. The 2-1. And a bouncer right to first. Chavez has it, goes to second. The return to first, not in time. Beeler was the one covering. And as he got his feet in there, he fell down catching it onto his left side. And he looks back, realizing safe was the call, and he might have been asking if he was on the bag. Well, they didn't signal that he was off, so Burgess must have beaten it. A soft 2-hopper to first. Chavez picked the short hop. And he would have been able to get to that ball had he been holding the runner on the bag, but that's one of the reasons he was holding Cruz in front of the bag, off the bag by a step or two. And sure enough, it came right his way. Here's Dent. First pitch, he swings, grounds it back to Beeler, throws to second, one, Rondon the turn, double play. Beeler reaching down to snag that one near the mound. Down low to the dirt, and starts a 1-6-3 double play. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. The Revs still have not scored off Beeler now in 14 innings this season. He's through 4 scoreless tonight. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Sugar Land.
Tired of hearing that music? Especially when you already have that same ice cream in your freezer. Try something new and amazing with tropical shaved ice. On Monday morning after the big company event, do you want the buzz down the hall to be, how awesome was this year's company picnic? Then crush boredom and bring on Kona Ice with over 32,000 flavor combinations. This is not your typical lackluster snow cone. Their flavors are bold and delicious. Fuzzy Navel, Margarita, Blue Hawaiian. Kona Ice is dairy-free, gluten-free, and they even offer flavors that are sugar and dye-free. No party is too big or too small. They can serve up to 1,000 people per hour. They have party packages starting as low as $100. To add more excitement to your next event, find them online.
At Donegal, we understand there are many costs associated with running a business. That's why Donegal works with you to provide quality insurance products based on your business needs, and why we deliver that insurance at a price to fit your budget. Call your local independent Donegal agent today and discover why, when it comes to insurance for your business, Donegal is a better value. Contact Kochman Kunkel Insurance at 717-854-0300 or stop in at 3217 East Market Street, York. Locally owned and operated by Pam and Rudy Kochman. Kochman Kunkel Insurance.
Local sports on WOYK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, a family tradition since 1946.
The Baltimore Baseball Show with Dan Connolly, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
One to nothing, Sugarland on top as we head to the home half of the fourth inning. Logan Williamson facing middle three in the order. Courtney Hawkins leads it off. That's when you want him up. Leading off, nobody on base. Had a sac fly in the first inning on a deep line drive to left. Dotel made a fine grab on. First pitch, it is outside, a changeup sailing. Mention Hawkins, he's already within 18 of their single season RBI record here. 1-0, and that misses outside. Leads the league with 70. He leads in home runs with 18, and he's within 9 of their record in that department. The 2-0 swings, hits it high in the air, left center. Dotel and Spoon head over. Does Dotel see it? Spoon will call for it and make the grab. Step or two in front of Dotel. And that's a tough time of night to see that. Twilight way, way up in the sky. And Hawkins kept in the park. Just got under it. Fairly deep left center that ball was caught. But he's got 18 home runs. Their team record is 27. Jeremy Barfield 2 years ago. Here's Matt Chavez, who flied out to deep center his first time. He had a 3-0 green light. Flied out, ending the first. First pitch is a called strike, down and in. Caught the corner. 1-0, Sugarland leading it. The wind, the 0-1. And a swing and a miss. Change up from Logan. I have noticed here these umpires don't do a thing, not one thing, to enforce the pace of play. And Matt Chavez, after every single pitch, is out adjusting his batting gloves. Here's the 0-2, and he lines it up the middle, a base hit. Looked like a changeup away, but too much played. He reaches out and slaps it up the middle. And a one-out base runner. Revs back home tomorrow night. It's Boy Scout night. We'll have a pregame scout parade, Pinewood Derby car show. After the game, movie on the big screen, camp out in the outfield. It's also downtown's birthday. Kids 12 and under receive free birthday cake tomorrow night. Tickets are on sale, YorkRevolution.com, 717-801-HITS, and at the Revs ticket office. It's also First Friday tomorrow. First Friday Latino is the theme this month, presented by Downtown Inc. Here's a swing and a ground ball to second. Alexi's got it, flips to Dent, and he'll turn it in plenty of time. 4-6-3. off the bat of Albert Cordero to end the inning. Now Williamson on the very next pitch hits an inning-ending double play. Both teams hit into one in the fourth. And we'll go to the fifth tonight. Still 1-0 Sugarland.
Brimmer has been York's license and notary specialist since 1969. An approved online messenger for PennDOT, it offers registration and driver's license renewals, online title transfers, money orders, and notary service, all with a friendly staff that guarantees your satisfaction. For more information on Brimmer's convenient hours and fast service, call 717-699-1060 in York or visit them on the web at brimmers.com. Brimmer Fast Licensing and Notary Service with 4 convenient locations in York and Lancaster.
Shipley Energy is more than just an energy company. We're a family tradition. Our goal is to provide outstanding customer service and to make energy easy for you. From heating oil and propane to natural gas and electricity, our team can help. We also offer HVAC services, installation, maintenance, and service plans to keep your home safe and comfortable. In addition, our team can improve the quality of water in your home. To learn more, visit ShipleyEnergy.com or call 855-5-SHIPLEY. We make energy easy.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
This is Paul Fletcher. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Out of the fifth inning, 1-0 Sugarland still in front. Henry Castillo will lead it off. Strikeout victim his first time. Revs Baseball brought to you by Wolf's Bus Lines, the official transportation provider of the Revs. And here's Beeler's first pitch of the inning. It is down low. Revs with 5 hits off of him. Coming in, they only had 4 in 10 innings against him this season, but still have not scored in 14 innings against the righty. Pitch is just outside, and it's 2-0. Beeler asking if it was out, and now asking was it down. He is known for control being a strength. He has not walked any tonight. He fires, and a swing and a miss, fastball. All singles so far for the Revs. Last night, they actually put up double-digit hits for the 4th straight game, but they've dropped 3 of those 4. Here's the 2-1. And that's in for a strike. Cutter. 1 run on 4 hits for the Skeeters. No runs on 5 hits for York. Now Beeler winds, delivers, and a slider in. Castillo checking, and on the appeal to third, he held it up on that flinch of the bat. Did not cross the plate. 3-2. And here it comes. Swing, and he slaps it the other way. Base hit left field. Silverio lunging to his left, couldn't reach it. And Castillo shoots it the other way. Revs with their 6th hit. Saturday night at home is a big night. Health Fair night presented by OSS Health. Visor giveaway to the first 1,000 fans. Post-game fireworks. And the Superstars are here. It's a big night, to put it mildly. It's also softball night. Pre-game parade for all teams in attendance. Pre-game softball skills clinic presented by Carmen Fusco Softball Academy. Get your tickets now at YorkRevolution.com. Here's Spoon. He bunts. Silverio in from third. He's got it. Throws to first to Chavez. Norris goes to cover an open third, and the sacrifice is good. 5-3 on the out. Now Witherspoon advances Castillo after the leadoff hit. And the Revs will try to come up with the tying run here. And Mace doesn't love to sacrifice. That is only the team's 9th. That is Witherspoon's first. But remember something he said on pregame last night, that it's tough to get guys into scoring position in this pitcher's park without sacrificing outs. So they do it there. Here's Mitchell, who lays off a breaking ball high. And now you've got two guys swinging the bat pretty well with two chances to bring Castillo home. Mitchell 1 for 2 tonight. A deep fly out, but then an infield hit. The 1-0, and it's a called strike in under his arms. Revs are down 1-0. In the second, they left a runner at second. In the third, they left a runner at third. So 4 left on, 2 in scoring position tonight. And the 1-1. Swinging a line drive, right field. It's in for a hit and knocked down by Phipps partially. It gets behind him. Castillo around to score, and the throw into second. Rondon has to cut way in front of the bag to intercept it. Mitchell stands at second, and the Revs have tied it up. It's 1-1 here in the 5th. Ball was scorched, and Phipps was coming in, caught in between. And it was too far for him to dive. And it got down in front of him, handcuffed him, skipped slightly behind him, and Mitchell gets 2 on it. Now it's an RBI. We're tied up. Guess it's going to be a single and an error. And here's Alexi, who's 0 for 2, but had a stolen base last time around. He takes first pitch inside, turning, as that missed in near his hip. 1 ball, no strikes. That is an RBI for Mitchell. Here's the stretch, the 1-0. And a swing and a bouncer left side, and Rondon charging, fires, and a nice play made to get him. Mitchell broke for third and makes it there. And there's 2 away. Ball was hit softly, so he took off and ran in front of Silverio, the third baseman, going for the ball. They had to make sure they didn't collide. And that left Rondon to clean things up, charging in, and he did. And Mitchell to third base with 2 outs for Malky Mesa. As the Revs look for their first lead. And the first pitch, swinging a foul back, out of play, looking for their first lead since early in Tuesday night's game. Lost the last 2, and they ended up not being close, getting away in the 7th Tuesday, the 6th last night. Here's the 0-1, and a swing and a fly ball, center field, not deep. Barnes couldn't find it, though, and he dives and recovers in right center. He had no idea where it was until it was about halfway down. And he lays out in shallow right center and saves himself from a run-scoring mistake. But the Revs do tie it up. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left. Halfway home tonight. Middle of the 5th, it's a 1-1 game.
Have you heard? Royal Farms has gotten the national culinary recognition it deserves. Yeah, in Food and Wine magazine's article, 10 gas station foods across the country that are worth the detour, they put Royal Farms' world-famous chicken at the top of the list. Well, we've always known that Royal Farms has the best fried chicken, but now the whole world knows. So hurry into a Royal Farms to pick up some of their nationally recognized world-famous chicken before the world beats a path to their door. Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast.
If you own a tractor-trailer business, then you know the cost of having your rig down instead of on the road. Rivers Truck Center in Red Lion keeps your trucks on the road by providing a one-stop shop for all your trucking needs. Rivers handles full-service truck sales and carries a full line of parts for all makes and models, has their own full-service collision center, and provides 24-hour emergency towing and roadside assistance. Check out riverstruck.com for more info. There's a reason Rivers Truck Center has been in business for over 40 years. They really do care.
It is easy being green. In York County, trash is safely managed at a waste-to-energy facility where it is used as fuel to produce electricity. The electricity generated from trash is enough to power 20,000 homes. That's enough to light the entire city of York. Learn more at www.ycswa.com. Garbage is power.
This is Ryan Dent. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK, first in York, first in sports.
1-1 our score as we go to the home half of the fifth inning. Revs are now out hitting the Skeeters 7-4 tonight. Logan Williamson, one more warm-up. Derek Norris will lead off. As we wrap up previewing the upcoming series this weekend, Sunday at 1 o'clock against Southern Maryland is Psychic Day. And it's also Dollar Dog Day, courtesy of Hatfield Quality Meats. It's a Sunday fun day presented by Wise Markets. Pre-game autographs, catch on the field, and post-game kids run the bases. And a post-game candy drop from a helicopter right above the field. Tickets are available for all three this weekend. The three against New Britain as well at YorkRevolution.com. Derek Norris leads off and takes a first pitch strike. Fastball from Williamson to get ahead. Norris a pop up to second base back in the second inning. Williamson delivers, and it's just outside. He wanted that one. Logan really likes working with Cruz. He was telling me that the other day. Here's the 1-1. And a ground ball to third, right to Castillo. He gobbles up the sharply hit roller cleanly, fires it across to first, and there's one away. At Jared Mitchell, RBI single, our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. Jimmy John's now delivers from 3 locations in York. In fact, they have one you can walk to in Sugar Land. I over-ordered today, so I had one for lunch, and I'll have the other half tonight when I don't go to sleep until tomorrow. Here's Dennis Phipps, who grounded to short his first time. He swings and skids another one to short. Dent's got it cleanly, rifles, and that's in time. 2 away. Phipps has seen a total of 2 pitches and has grounded out to shortstop both times. Jimmy John's will deliver to the entire office now from 3 locations in York, 970 Loucks Road, 2058 South Queen Street, and 150 Memory Lane. Jimmy John's, where fresh and fast meet. Here is Alvaro Rondon, who grounded to second his first at bat. Pitch from Williamson, a fastball pumped in for a strike. 1-1 our score here in the bottom of the 5th. Skeeters have a righty up loosening. The 0-1 and a swing and a foul tip. And Logan did drop down on the angle and tied up Rondon. 0-2 the count. And Williamson has that look like he always gets when he's starting to feel it. He's picking up the pace. Went to the rosin bag, now ready. The 0-2. And a ground ball, oh man, through the wickets. Dent's got it though, lets it fly, but safe at first base. And Williamson swipes at the dirt with his glove, upset with the result of that. Tried that lower arm angle again, a slider away. And Rondon nicked it off the end of the bat, right back toward Logan, but on his follow through, he ended up with his back to home plate, reached down with the glove trying to get it, and it went right between the legs. And that left Dent to do all he could up the middle, made an acrobatic throw. After cutting it off to his left, a slower runner, he'd have had a chance. Rondon is on. Here's Barnes, top of the order. First pitch, fastball, missed outside. And Barnes has been the biggest problem tonight. Singled and scored in the first, doubled in the third. Rondon, 23 steals. He leads, draws a throw. He's back standing. Tied 1-1. As Williamson looks to put up a 0 after the Revs drew even. Now he's ready. The 1-0 and a swing and another foul, crawling off to the left of home plate. On our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard, the Ducks have fallen behind the Road Warriors. It's 9-7 in the 8th. Ducks have a chance to get to within a game of first in the Liberty, but Revs fans should be rooting for the Road Warriors. Here's the 1-1. And a fly ball lofted to shallow left. Dotel has to hustle in, and he runs it down. On a dead sprint into shallow left center. Barnes lofted that one off the end of the bat in shallow left. And Dotel at full speed gets there. It is a 0 for Williamson after the Revs drew even. No runs, one hit. One man left. We go to the 6th tonight. It's a 1-1 game.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I spend that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32 grand. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6 to $8 grand. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car, brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
Show your patriotism and Rev spirit with the new York Revolution Hat Pack. Get 6 undated ticket vouchers to use any way you'd like and 2 parking passes, plus an exclusive Revolution hat featuring the Revs logo in red, white, and blue. It's an exclusive design from York's own Legacy Athletic and one you can only get through this special offer. The Revs Hat Pack. 6 game ticket vouchers, 2 parking passes, and an exclusive Revolution baseball cap, all for just $75. Get yours while supplies last at YorkRevolution.com or 717-801-HITS.
This is Chang Choi, athletic trainer of the York Revolution. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Head of the 6th inning, 1-1 our score. And that is it for Dallas Beeler tonight as they ease him back from his stint at AA Northwest Arkansas in the Royals system. Right-hander Alex Wimmers is the new pitcher. The Skeeters are a reliever down as former Rev Pat McCoy announced his retirement after last night's game. Wimmers takes over. Wellington Dotel will lead it off. He has struck out and grounded out tonight. Wimmers no record, .397 ERA in 8 outings. First pitch, a swing and a foul to the netting. He's going 11 and a third, giving up 5 runs, does have 16 Ks to 4 walks, 10 hits and 11 and a third. On the wind, the pitch. Dotel shows bunt. It misses up and in. Wimmer's 2 outings in this series, 1 run allowed Friday night, 1-2-3 on Tuesday night. He fires and a swing and a pop foul. Out of play off to the right, it's 1-2. 1-1, Revs tying it up. On Mitchell's RBI single last inning, Skeeters had held a 1-0 lead since the first. And now ready, here's the 1-2. It is down low. Beeler, 5 innings, 1 run, 7 hits. Didn't walk any, struck out 4. 2-2, swinging a bounce foul down to Polo at third. The Revs have finally scored a run off Beeler this year in 15 innings facing him. As far as the regular season goes, that's all they'll get. But hopefully tonight it's a big run. Trying to win this finale here. The 2-2 again. Curveball swinging a foul tip into the mid of Norris. And Wimmers strikes out Dotel to begin the 6th. Wimmers at AAA New Orleans in the Marlins system earlier this year, but struggled in 4 outings. He was in the majors with the Twins, 6 appearances just last season. Made 16 appearances the year before, getting first called up in 2016. I think Dotel slammed his gear in the dugout, if I could hear that correctly. Frustrating at bat there. Here's Luis Cruz. First pitch, a foul tip, back to the padding. He's 1 for 2 tonight, singled in the 4th, extending his hitting streak to 10. Stands back in, pounds the plate, the 0-1. And a curveball hooks over for a strike, 0-2. Wimmer's a first rounder of the Twins, 21st overall out of Ohio State in 2010. 22 big league outings, 1-3 with a 4.38 ERA. Pitch is down low, 1-2. His problem though was walks. And somehow his ERA in the 4s, despite 19 walks and 24 2/3. They do play pretty great defense there to help out. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Went off speed. A slider down and away. 2 outs in the 6th. Back-to-back strikeouts. Here is Michael Burgess. He tonight is 1 for 2. We are tied at 1. 6th inning tonight here in Sugarland. Revs wrapping up their longest ever scheduled visit here. First pitch, a swing and a pop-up foul, out of play off to the third base side. The 0-1, and a ground ball pulled right side. Chavez has it, clean bounce. He'll turn and take it to the bag himself. And a 1-2-3 6th inning for Alex Wimmers. We'd say tied for now. Bottom of the 6th here in Sugarland. Williamson already grabbing the game ball at the mound. He's ready to go. We're tied at 1.
You know, something funny happens when people buy their dream home. They can both look at the same thing and see it in an entirely different way. He sees a man cave, while she sees an art room.
Hi, my name is Ryan Scott with J.G. Wentworth Home Lending, and this has become a common theme from our happy customers. With our competitive rates, quick process, and close-on-time guarantee, why would you choose another mortgage company to finance your dreams? Call us today at 855-JGW-LEND so we can get you on your path towards home ownership.
J.G. Wentworth Home Lending will take care of all the details of purchasing your home so you can focus on what to do once you move in. You know, will that great backyard be a beautiful garden? Or a beautiful new pool? Yeah, that's one detail we'll leave up to you. Call 855-JGW-LEND today. Mortgage loans offered by J.G. Wentworth Home Lending, LLC, 3550 Commission Court, Woodbridge, Virginia. NMLS ID 2925. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal housing lender.
Remember rushing to the newspaper in the morning to read all about that Revs game from the night before? Yeah, that was a long time ago. We barely remember that too. Sports Radio 1350 is your home for local sports, and we're taking care of that news void in your life. Get your York Revolution game articles delivered right to your inbox every morning, courtesy of WOYK. Simply log on to YorkRevolution.com and click to sign up to receive daily game recaps right to your inbox. Keep up to date every day as the York Revolution go for another Atlantic League title. We're your source for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports. Listen live, on demand, and on the go. Download the new WOYK app on the Apple and Google Play stores today.
1-1 our score as we go to the bottom half of the sixth. Williamson guns his final warm-up in there. 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Silverio, Jansanti, Hawkins for the Skeeters. 1 run, 7 hits, no errors for York. 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error for Sugarland tonight. And Silverio digs in. He is lined to center and struck out. As Williamson stares in and ready. He grips it. First pitch of the inning is up a little bit. He got Silverio to chase up, striking out on a changeup back in the third. Having a conversation with the plate ump for some reason. We'll wait on him. Here's the 1-0. And he swings, floats one at first base. Burgess back a step waiting and squeezes it. A bloop pop-up. And 1 away here in the bottom of the sixth. Our WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report. Revs have Tyler Clark on the DL with the finger injury. Frank DeGiulio Jr. and Jay Goss with elbow injuries. Your WellSpan Sports Medicine injury report. Here's Jansanti. First pitch, he swings, drives it straight away center. Witherspoon coasting back with it, and he hauls it in. And he had it all the way. An easy trot back into deep center field. 2 up, 2 down. Courtney Hawkins to the plate. Hawkins a sac fly in the first, a fly out in the fourth. Both were deep. 1 to left center. First pitch, he swings, bounces it toward the middle. Casilla lays out, but it's going to crawl through into center. And a 2-out single. Alexi did all he could. He busted it up the middle, dove as far as he could. But Hawkins a 2-out base runner for Matt Chavez. Chavez 1 for 2 tonight. Deep fly out in the first, then a single in the fourth. He has hit .361 at home. First pitch is over for a strike. .327 overall. Nothing in one the count. Chavez has had the longest home hitting streak and the longest home on base streak in the league this season. There's the 0-1. Swings, dribbles one softly along the line at third. Williamson has to let it go, and it's staying fair all the way. Unbelievable. The whole way down the line. It never even rolled so much along the third base line as to touch the chalk. It just stayed true. And it went about 80% of the way to third base and died, and it died fair. Infield single. And it's first and second for Albert Cordero. Tied at 1. And Williamson trying to keep it that way. Now the hit total's even at 7 apiece. Cordero has lined to center and hit into a 4-6-3 double play. Now the stretch. Williamson with the pitch. It is outside, a changeup. Williamson ready. The 1-0, and that's down and away. Yeah, he's getting frustrated, walks to the side of the mound before looking up to receive Cruz's throw back. 2 balls, no strikes. He'll take a moment. Grabs the rosin bag, bounces it off his forearm. And now stares in. Here's the stretch. The 2-0. Swinging a ground ball, left side base hit. Past the dive of Castillo. Going to try to send Hawkins. Dotel the throw. He's out by 30 feet. But Hawkins slides into the glove and the ball is knocked loose. And he steps on home. And Sugar Land leads it 2-1. The throw beat him by 30 feet. And a hard slide from Hawkins. Cruz was there with it waiting. And Hawkins slid in and jammed the ball loose. And Mace is now out. He was reluctant to come out. Because if you don't try to plow the catcher over, it is legal, but did he extend with an arm and go for the glove instead of the plate? And Logan was beside himself. And now he is screaming at the third base ump, Andrew Larkin. And anybody that'll listen as he stomps behind the mound. And he snaps at the flip back from Burgess. The Revs trail 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning, as he slams the rosin bag down. And Fletch is going to go try to calm him down. That is hard to believe. Looked like they were out of the inning on a perfect throw from Dotel that beat him by 30 feet. And Hawkins did go in on a slide. It was a slide. And it was knocked loose out of Cruz's glove. But if he was going for the plate and not reaching outside of the line and not trying to clobber the catcher, he is entitled to knock it loose, but he's not entitled to run over the catcher. Well, the catcher is not entitled to block the plate when the ball isn't there. I think Williamson thought that he reached and purposely knocked it away. And the Revs dugout was hesitant to argue it, but Logan was really mad. I think hoping for anything at that point, hoping for it to be illegal, as his first pitch to Derek Norris is down and in. A couple of the other guys in the field were clamoring for that as well, but obviously it stands. Pitch is outside. It's 2-0 on Norris, and Fletch had to make that visit there. They can't afford to come unglued. Cannot have a big inning here. It's 2-1. It's an RBI single for Cordero through the hole into left. 2-0, and that's in the dirt. Norris is popped to second, grounded to third. 3 straight 2-out hits. Now ready, here's the 3-0, and it misses down and away. First walk all night from Williamson. Clearly he is frustrated, now has to face Dennis Phipps with them loaded. Now from the windup he goes. First pitch is grounded fair down the third base line, past Castillo's dive. 2 runs are going to score. It's still in the corner. Norris is being sent. Dotel had trouble with it. It's going to clear the bases. 3-run double past the dive of Castillo at third and all the way into the corner, and it's now 5-1 Sugarland here in the 6th inning. Dennis Phipps, a 3-run bases clearing double. And just like that, the Skeeters have now scored at least 4 runs in the 6th or 7th inning for the 5th consecutive game. This time against the starter, the first 4 were against the bullpen. Here's Alvaro Rondon. He takes a strike. And it started with a 2-out hit up the middle. Then Matt Chavez ball that barely went 80 feet and stayed fair for an infield hit. 0-1 pitch, a swing and a soft tapper to first. Burgess gloves, takes it to the bag, and that'll end the inning. But Sugarland scores 4 2-out runs on 4 hits. 1 man left in the inning. And we will go to the 7th with the Skeeters now in front, 5-1.
As you clean it out, keep in mind Community Aid's looking for your lucky leftovers. After you wrap up your yard sale, donate what's left over at your closest Community Aid Drive-Up Donation Center. They're attached to each of Community Aid's incredible thrift stores in our area. Hanover, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Mechanicsburg, and Selinsgrove. Community Aid wants your lucky leftovers to help more than 750 local charities. Learn more at communityaid.net. But don't forget, give your lucky leftovers to Community Aid. Neighbors helping neighbors.
Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland offers a variety of lesson plans for every budget. Owner Carmen Fusco has 38 years of Major League Baseball experience, and our staff is made up entirely of professional instructors, including Carmen Fusco, Sam Knott, TJ Cronenberger, and Lisa Baker. We offer one-on-one private instruction, camps and clinics, and year-round travel ball programs focused on developing the player. We differ from other facilities because we offer professional instruction with Major League Baseball techniques. We also provide free college placement for our athletes. Conveniently located off I-83 between Harrisburg and York, check out Carmen Fusco Pro Baseball and Softball Academy in New Cumberland, and go online to FuscoProBaseball.com.
Sports injury? Walk into WellSpan Urgent Orthopedics for immediate care. No appointment is ever needed. Our orthopedic and sports medicine specialists are here to treat you. Visit wellspan.org/urgent orthopedics today for hours at our York and Hanover locations.
Hey, this is Jacoby Jones, Super Bowl champ, Dancing with the Stars. If y'all didn't vote for me, it's y'all fault I lost, but you're listening to the radio, WOYK 1350, baby.
Head to the 7th, and the Skeeters have changed the complexion of this one with another big inning. They lead it 5-1. Right-hander Austin Adams takes over on a pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. 4 2-out runs in the 6th. And now the Revs playing catch up again against Sugar Land's bullpen. That'll be Ryan Dent to lead things off as we start the 7th. Adams is 1-0, 22 outings, 3.10 ERA, 1 save. 20 1/3, 18 hits, 4 walks, 26 Ks. He's been good. What a frustrating week. And the first pitch to Dent is down and away. Ball 1. Dent 1 for 2 tonight. Singled in the 2nd, hit into a double play in the 4th. One out, and that's high and tight. Had there been an out at the plate on that Cordero single, the inning would have ended with no runs. Phipps had the most damaging of all, the 3-run double. Pitch to Dennis, swing and a miss. It is 2-1. I guess the question is, did Hawkins use his hands or elbows or anything to knock it loose? Plate ump said no. Here's a fastball, called strike at the knees, 2-2. But that's a long way for the ball to fly out of the catcher's glove if nothing was used. I guess it's possible he could have slid straight to where he was entitled. As Dent swings and misses, a slider from Adams gets him. And the Skeeters' bullpen has been perfect so far, 1 away. I suppose he could have slid in and incidental contact from the shoulder that would have knocked it free, but man, that's a tough one to swallow. Now here is Henry Castillo, who's 1 for 2 tonight. Singled, leading off the 5th, scored the tying run that the Revs worked to manufacture and tie it, but now they need a whole lot more than one. Here's the first pitch. Swinging a line drive to right center. That's in the gap. Castillo's second hit. Phipps will cut over, cut it off in the gap, holds him to a single. Didn't quite have the steam to get all the way up the alley. And maybe a little too much air under it as well. But Castillo finds the opening. And he's a 1-out base runner, now 2 for 3 on the night. Now, if you have outfielders here that can cover ground, you're in this big field, it is tough to find extra base hits. They have to be well placed. Phipps was on it quicker than it looked like he would be off the bat. Here's Witherspoon. First pitch is in the dirt. Norris down to block it. Spoon a ground out and a sac bunt here tonight. Now, Williamson was desperately pleading for the Revs to contest that ruling at the plate. And I think hoping that something could be overturned there. There's the 1-0, and it's a called strike outside corner. And actually, that Revs third base dugout would have had a great vantage point and a great view of it. Mace didn't go crazy, neither did Polo or Fletch. On the 1-1, swing and a miss. Fastball from Adams. Now the pitch. That's in the dirt, blocked by Norris, 2-2. Adams, a former Cleveland Indian, 2014, 15, and 16. And he fires home, and it's down low, 3-2. Revs down 5-1 here in the 7th inning. Looking to put together a response. 1 on, 1 out. Final at Long Island, Ducks lost to the Road Warriors 9-7. Pitch to Spoon, it's down and away, and he walks. Close. The Revs now with 2 on and 1 out. And Jared Mitchell coming up. Now on our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard, the Revs, we know, 4.5 behind Sugarland entering the night. And in the overall standings for potential wild card positioning, 5.5 behind wild card leading Lancaster, who's entering the day up 3.5 on New Britain. Now it's 3. Lancaster rained out. New Britain won earlier. Long Island lost, so they are 2 behind New Britain for the second wild card spot. Pitch to Mitchell is dribbled foul over toward the first base dugout. The Revs entering play today were a game behind Long Island for 5th overall, and 2 behind New Britain for 4th. And if they don't win tonight, it'll be 3 back of that potential second wild card spot. But still 41 to go after tonight. Here's a cut behind from second. Shortstop Rondon fielding or receiving a pickoff throw from Adams. Castillo diving back in. 5-1 our score, as the Skeeters try to take the final 3 of this series and 5 of the 7 total. Stretch. And Adams checks and fires, and a swing and a high fly left field sends Hawkins back. But he is there, walks back in a step and makes the grab. 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Revs fans, make sure you sign up for the Revs post-game email list. Go to YorkRevolution.com, find the button, submit your email address. If you're not getting it, you might have spelled your email address incorrectly. What you type is where it gets sent. And get the latest in your inbox the next morning, plus highlights from the night before, a link to the WOYK YouTube game broadcast. Sign up today for the post-game email list at YorkRevolution.com. Here's Casilla. 2 on, 2 out. First pitch, fastball in for a strike. That is because it no longer gets printed in the paper. Their deadline's at about 6 p.m. Here's the stretch. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Two-seamer flying away from Casilla, who's 0 for 3 tonight. Does have a stolen base. Adams was drafted by the Brewers as a shortstop, but he went to an NAIA school, Faulkner University, where Jay Goss attended. Indians moved him to pitcher. Pitch to Alexi is low, off the glove of Norris, but doesn't travel far away. 5th round pick of the Indians. Adams could get it up around 100 early in his career, but it would flatten out on him. As Casilla backs out, asking for time. He was better in the mid-90s to get some cutter action on it. Also has sinker, slider change. Here's the 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Fastball in on Casilla, gets him swinging on strikes, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left. Logan's going back to the mound. And he'll look for a bounce back inning. Bottom 7, Revs trail 5-1.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Planning your next visit to York? Book your stay at Courtyard by Marriott. Conveniently situated near local businesses, shopping, dining, downtown, and local attractions, Courtyard by Marriott features a state-of-the-art lobby, inviting flexible spaces to work or relax, free Wi-Fi, our well-equipped fitness center, and the bistro offering healthy options and refreshing choices, including Starbucks and an evening bar. Your stay is sure to be more comfortable, productive, and enjoyable than ever before. Courtyard by Marriott, 2799 Concord Road in York. Book your stay at 717-840-7840.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood SureSave stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Hi, this is United States Olympic gold medalist Jenny Finch. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350. WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Bottom of the 7th inning, Logan Williamson looking to rebound and also save the Revs bullpen. He had been very efficient and effective all night, but after the first 2 outs of the 6th, the Skeeters rally for a controversial 4 runs. And Barrett Barnes will lead off at the top of the order. Time called something loose from the stands down the first base line. Umpire John Sevier will hand it back. Barnes leads off 2 for 3, single, double, and a run back in the first. First pitch changeup misses high. 1 ball, no strikes. The wind and the pitch. It misses away, ball 2. Williamson delivers, and a line drive hit hard down the line and left, but foul. Barnes was pretty well out in front of it. Sails right over the top of that end section of seats. 2-1 now. And Williamson ready, kicks and delivers. And a swing and a foul tip back to the netting. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Barnes some Skeeterish colored bat tape, although it looks more like aquamarine. Little light blue and green action. Here's the 2-2. Change up, hit high in the air and left. Dotel drifting to his left and now waiting under it, and he will squeeze for out number 1. Barnes has hit it to left field every time tonight. 2 have gotten down for hits. 2 have been in the air and caught. With 1 down, here is Juan Silverio. He was 0 for 3. Line out to center, strikeout, and a pop-up. And the first pitch, it is outside for ball 1. Barring a comeback, Revs would finish the season series 6-13, 3-7 here. Pitch is down and in off the glove of Cruz. It's 2-0. That would not be their worst. They were 6-14 in 2015. It's the 2-0 and a swing and a tip foul behind the plate. It would be their second worst, though. But Sugarland is also having their second best season ever in terms of overall regular season record. This is one of the top 2 teams they've ever fielded to this point in the year. As a changeup misses high, 3-1. Now they did win the championship in 2016, but that was a team that looked like it may not even get in late and then went on a tear. 3-1, and a ground ball deep short. Dent over to backhand, and the ball stays there. It bounced off his glove, and no throw to be made. Silverio is on at first. He's a 1-out base runner. Anthony Jansanti up next, 1 for 3 with a double. They're giving Dent an error on that. Now the first pitch, it is a cutter for a strike called. The Revs were 3-7 in this building 2 years ago, 2-6 the year before that. Pitch is line left side. That's a base hit. Silverio up to second, stops there. First and second with 1 out. Skeeters with their 10th hit. Here comes Fletch to make a visit. The Revs all time against Sugarland, 56-82. And at home, just 29-41. 12 under at home. On the road, entering play tonight, 27-41, 14 under 500. It is frustrating, but this is also probably the best home field advantage in the league when you consider a lot of things. This is the only team that's in this area, so if you're down here for a week and you need a player at the beginning of the week, you might have to wait all week until you get home, and rather than trying to coordinate travel for a guy down here and then back home with you. There's the dimensions, the way that they are set up, the way they pitch here. They get used to the heat and travel. Here's Courtney Hawkins. First pitch is swung on, skied to right. Mitchell coming over toward the line. And he's under it waiting and makes the grab 2 away. Hawkins never even ran to first, never even dropped his bat. First base is occupied, but he only went about a third of the way down the line. And here's Matt Chavez with 2 down. 5-1, Skeeters lead, bottom 7. Nobody's figured out how to beat them here yet this season. They are 38-11 here in their home park this year. Chavez 2 for 3. And no, they have not been this dominant at home every year. It's not like it's been to that extent forever, as Williamson misses low. But they have always been tough here, no doubt about it. Hawkins, who just made that out, he was front and center that controversial play last inning. There's the 1-0, swing and a miss, a cutter. And if he doesn't deviate from his path, I mean, he can collide with Cruz as long as he doesn't use an elbow or go out of his way like that. That would be considered deviating from his path, as would deviating from his direct line to the plate. And Cruz can block it if he has the ball. Pitch is outside 2-1. That's what he was trying to do, but on the contact that was made, whether it was en route in Hawkins' normal path or not, which Logan thought it was not, the collision jarred it loose. And then after that run, the floodgates open on Phipps's 3-run double. Now look back, the 2-1, and a ground ball rolled over to short. Dent goes to his right, gets in front of it. Long throw to first is there. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left. Williamson does bounce back with a scoreless inning in the 7th. We go to the 8th tonight. Revs need a sizable rally at some point with 2 innings to go, trailing 5-1.
Rutter's has all your favorite seafood options. Tavern battered cod sandwich, crispy fried shrimp with bada bing dipping sauce, flavorful crab and corn chowder, just to name a few. Rutter's Seafood. One try and you'll be hooked. Rutter's. Why go anywhere else for seafood?
Planning your summer vacation? Looking to take care of those long overdue home improvements? Hello, I'm Tara Hauser, Vice President of Marketing at First Capital Federal Credit Union. Make all your dreams come true with a home equity loan from First Capital FCU. For a limited time, take advantage of a 7-year home equity loan of $10,000 or more with an annual percentage rate as low as 3.99%. Visit firstcapitalfcu.com or stop by any branch to apply. First Capital, putting you first. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
First Capital Federal Credit Union.
Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania delivers natural gas to 423,000 customers. Our commitment is to do it reliably, efficiently, and most importantly, safely. If you smell, hear, or see any sign of a natural gas problem, evacuate immediately and call 911 from a safe location. The most obvious indication of a problem in your home would be a rotten egg odor. For more information on natural gas safety, visit ColumbiaGasPA.com. Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania, reminding you about natural gas safety.
Rutter's Hot Dog Extravaganza is here. Rutter's Kunzler hot dogs and brand new corn dogs are only 2 for $2. Our amazing Kunzler bacon wrapped cheddar dogs and sausages are only 2 for $4. Earn 2 cents on fuel for every deal purchased. Must scan rewards card. Rutter's, why go anywhere else?
You're on the home of the Atlantic League champion York Revolution. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Head of the 8th, Gene Machi is in next for the Skeeters. Pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts. 5-1, Sugarland on top. And one last thought, thinking back on that play in the 6th, one thing I could potentially see, but we don't have replay during the game like big leagues, and they can actually review those things in the majors. And Machi is now being visited by their athletic trainer, Max Mahaffey, for some reason. But I would need a replay to go back and see it again, but I could see if maybe Cruz was trying to soften the contact and not get his hand jammed on a collision. Maybe he started to pull back and try to soften it the way a fielder softens a ground ball. You sort of come up with it, and it maybe inadvertently got a little too soft with the grip or the hand action, and it flew out on that collision. Hawkins was going full speed, but that'll certainly be asked on tomorrow's pregame. And unfortunately, what transpired has changed the complexion of this game. Revs down 4. Mesa leads it off here in the 8th. He's 1 for 3. And Machi, the giant, former giant, misses down and away on a breaking ball. He is listed at 6 feet 255. He is a big boy. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. As he goes off speed on Mesa. He was last in Monday night and allowed a couple of inherited runs. A blown save, but McCoy took the loss that night when the Revs came back. Here's a fastball inside corner called strike, 1-2. Machi in 6 outings, 5 2/3 scoreless, only 2 hits given up. So far, he's been a good addition. Big league vet. And he fires. It's in the dirt, picked by Norris. He had spent 13 years in the minors before being called up by the Giants September 1st of 2012. Made his big league debut 2 days later. Now the 2-2, swing and a miss, goes down and away. And gets Mesa swinging, 1 down here in the 8th. He goes mid-90s fastball, curve, changeup. And here's Dotal, and now Pete and Cavilla. Whatever was bothering Machi between innings, I guess they don't want to leave anything to chance. He's got somebody else warming up in right field. They're going to call for the athletic trainer to come out again, and they're not convinced that he's okay, even though I'm sure he's the one that said that he could stay in. But the Skeeters are in a position where, more than anybody, Sugar Land and Somerset don't need to be overly aggressive with any situation. They're already in the playoffs. And Machi will hand off the ball and they'll go to somebody else. So they won't chance anything with him. The big picture is what is in their view the most. Not that they would suscept him to anything anyway if they were in doubt. So pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts here in the 8th inning. Revs trailing 5-1. We'll be back here at Sugar Land in just a moment.
You'll always hit it out of the park with great Best Yet products from your neighborhood Sure Save stores. Like party platters with $18.93 deli items. Team up Best Yet hot dogs with Best Yet kettle cooked chips. And get Best Yet 12 packs of soda and Best Yet Rising Crust pizzas at Sobel's Markets in Shrewsbury, Stewartstown, Whiteford, and East York. And at Nell's Market Fresh Foods in Spry.
Facing a legal issue can be a frightening time. What's my course of action? How do I know who to call? Fortunately, the York County Bar Association makes it easy. Now, you only need to make one call to find the right lawyer for you. Call the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right lawyer with our Attorney Connection Lawyer Referral Service. Just call 854-8755 or visit yorkbar.com. Don't hesitate in getting the help you need. Contact the York County Bar Association and let us help you find the right attorney at the right time.
You trust AAA to work at every mile. But AAA doesn't just cover your car. They can also cover your home. AAA Home Insurance protects every square foot. And when you add AAA Home Insurance to AAA Auto Insurance, you get more protection and more savings. Insurance that's not just insurance. Talk to your local AAA insurance agent today or visit AAA.com to learn more about AAA Home Insurance.
Hi, this is Mark Mason. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs, Sports Radio 1350, WOYK.
It is left-hander Dan Runzler who's called upon. Revs trail at 5-1 here in the 8th. One out, base is empty. Machi just logged the 9th strikeout for Skeeter pitchers tonight, the 5th in 2 1/3 innings from their bullpen, which has allowed nothing. Revs got 1 run off Beeler, the starter. Runzler's first pitch to Dotel. It's a fastball in for a strike. 6'4" lefty. Runzler, he is 4-2, 3.55 ERA this year. He fires. And a backdoor slider, strike 2 called. He comes out hitting his spots, first 2 pitches. Now ready, he delivers, and it's a little bit low. 1-2. The score, of 4-run 6 the difference. And the pitch to Dotel in the dirt. And that handcuffed Norris and Skip behind. 2-2. Sure, People's Bank Park will never look so good to get home tomorrow. Pitch to Dotel, it's inside. And he started but stopped. Didn't miss by much, a full count. Dotel 0 for 3 tonight. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Here's the stretch from Runzler, the 3-2. And he lines it the other way and fair down the line in right field. And that'll go into the corner. Dotel at second. Turns on the Jets, galloping toward third. Relay, he slides in. Claps the hands together. It's a triple for Dotel, ripping it the other way. And he's got another 3-base hit in this series, and he continues to rocket the ball to the opposite field. I don't know if there's a better opposite field right-hand hitter in the league, and he hits it with authority. And that is his 6th triple of the year, ties him for the league lead with Long Island's Jordani Valdespin. It's his 2nd in 3 nights, 3rd this week. And here's Cruz, who swings and misses. First pitch breaking ball. Going back to last Thursday at home anyway, his 3rd triple in 8 days. So Cruz will try to get him home and at least get 1 back. Runzler greeted with that triple after getting ahead 0-2. Pitch to Cruz, it's a called strike at the knees, as he was backing up on it, now in an 0-2 hole. Cruz tonight 1 for 3. Hitting streak is up to 10. Infield obviously is back, giving up a run on a ground ball. The pitch, it's in the dirt and skips to the right, but Norris eyeing up Dotel as he runs over after it. And Wellington making the right decision to stay there. Revs actually, as a team, lead the league in triples with 19. Dotel now with 6. Casilla and Mitchell with 3 apiece. It's the 1-2 and a ground ball and fair down the third base line, right inside the chalk. Dotel in to score, and Cruz heading for second. Hawkins having all sorts of trouble in the corner. And it's an RBI double for Luis Cruz. Another multi-hit game, 7 for him on his 10-game hitting streak. And it's a 5-2 game here in the 8th. So in back-to-back hitters, they have used both lines. And a 5-2 game, the tying run now on deck. Yeah, here's Michael Burgess, who will at least try to bring home another one. A triple and a double greeting Runzler. Pitch to Burgess. He swings and misses. Fastball. Had a healthy hack at it. He is 1 for 3 tonight. And the Revs now with double-digit hits for a 5th consecutive game. 10 hits, matching the Skeeters' total on the night. Here's the 0-1, and that's down in the dirt, a slider. By the way, Dotel's 6 triples already tied for the 5th most in a season in Revs history. There's the 1-1, and that misses high. Eric Patterson, a league record 17 4 years ago. Scott Grimes had 8 in 2010. Spoon had 7 last year. Justin Green had 7 in 2014. There's the 2-1. That's in tight as Burgess held the hands back and stumbled back. 3-1. Dotel now tied with a host of others who have had 6 in a year, including Patterson, who had 6 in his other 2 seasons in York. He's their career record holder in triples. 3-1, and a swing and a pop-up foul and out of play, third base side. And it's not close on the career list. Patterson 29, next was Grimes with 13. And in fact, Patterson with the 29 is actually tied for 8th in league history. 3-2, and a swing and a foul back as that bounces down from the upper deck. 3-2 it remains. And if Burgess can battle his way on, the tying run on deck, they don't have a righty getting ready for Dent or any of the guys that would follow. Runzler the stretch, the 3-2, and it misses high, ball 4. Revs do bring the tying run to the plate. Runzler's faced 3 and has not gotten an out. Triple, RBI double, and a walk. And Ryan Dent to the plate tonight, 1 for 3. And you could sense this coming. Pitching coach Corey Dommel will pay a visit. And now somebody in that bullpen and right will start to throw. Revs down 5-2. Trying to overcome all that went wrong in that 6th inning, the 4-run inning for Sugar Land. An inning after the Revs had tied it 1-1. Now the visit is over, and it might be their closer, Felipe Paulino, who's getting up right now. I believe it is. They've used their other two righties a good bit in recent games, Campos and Haynes. Here's Dent. First pitch misses away. Home run would tie it. Revs are down 5-2 in the 8th. Here's the stretch from Runzler. The 1-0 and a foul back against the netting. Paulino has been just about automatic this year, and very few runners even reach against him. He is lurking next. It might behoove them to continue this push right here and now. Now the 1-1 and a check swing, foul tip at the plate, bounced up off Dent. And the count 1-2. Runzler, former big leaguer with the Giants. Couple World Series rings with them. He's ready. 1-2, and it's inside as Dent jumps backward. Runzler, a 9th rounder out of UC Riverside in 07. 12-year pro. He fires, and a foul back against the net. We'll do it again. Dent battling. It's 2-2. Revs down 5-2. With first and second, one out in the 8th. Was supposed to be Machi's inning. He was lifted with a health concern. Runzler hasn't gotten an out. And now he's set. Delivers. Breaking ball, little high. Good eye from Dent, and it's full. Cruz and Burgess, the runners, so they are not going to try anything on the bases here. Runzler, the 33-year-old. He's ready. 3-2, and a swing and a bouncer to third. Silverio gloves, goes to second. The turn, it's a double play. Dent must have slipped. He never got down the line well at all. I hope he didn't hurt something as he lays his helmet down next to Robert Carson coaching at first base. Yeah, he did not get down the line well at all. Maybe he slipped coming out of the box. Revs settle for 1, 2 hits. Dent does look like he's walking a little gingerly out towards short. 1 runner left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-2 Sugarland.
Everything you've worked for may be facing a hostile takeover, but step outside the boardroom and look around. Not taking care of business right now could leave you dealing with a hostile takeover by crabgrass later this summer. And broadleaf weeds are just beneath the surface, ready to take their share of your turf too. Prevent hostile takeovers. Call Heritage Lawn and Landscape Care and give your lawn a good, healthy start this year. Heritage Lawn can apply crabgrass pre-emergent and quality fertilizer now to fortify your lawn for later. HeritageLawnandLandscape.com. World-class care right in your backyard.
Neighbors not so neighborly anymore? Sick of the size of your current home? Is renting feeling like a relentless waste of money? Agent Adam knows the feeling. With a 100% contract to close track record, Agent Adam and Housebroker Realty will sell your home quickly and help you buyers explore new home ownership with confidence. Go to agentadamsells.com or call 717-757-9999 and ask for Agent Adam personally. That's agentadamsells.com or 717-757-9999.
Money and business are essential to the strength of a community. So is cheering and celebration and music and fun. That's why York Revolution games, concerts, youth sports, special events, and more happen at a place called People's Bank Park. People's Bank has been serving York County for more than 150 years. Always cheering, always celebrating, always committed to the things that make York County great. And to you having a great time at People's Bank Park. People's Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Enoel Polanco, and you're listening to Your Revolution Baseball on the home of the revolution, Sport Radio 1350 WOYK.
Joe Van Meter will come in, bottom of the 8th, 5-2. Sugarland leads it. Revs only able to plate one in that 8th inning. Skeeters turn their second double play tonight. They've turned a bunch in this series, had 2 Monday, 3 Sunday. Albert Cordero to lead off, he'll bat from the left. And Van Meter's first pitch, swinging a line drive and just fair down the first base line. Mitchell into the right field corner. Will grab and fire in. Cordero stands at second, a first pitch double. Sounded like he even broke his bat. Hit it off the end, but it lands inches fair. John Severe looking right at it, the first base ump. The Skeeters living a charmed life these days. Everything going their way. Here's Derek Norris, who's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. Van Meter followed up Click on Monday in that spot start. Went 2 1/3, so he wasn't available the last 2 days, but back tonight. 2 1/3, 1 unearned run on Monday. And the first pitch to Norris is swung on and fouled back. Van Meter 2 3, 4.82 ERA, 23 outings, 7 starts. Paulino has sat down for now, but he was up last inning. He'll be ready for the 9th. Here's the 0-1, and a breaking ball just outside. Logan Williamson tonight, 7 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. He was cruising. Here's the 1-1. Fastball, it's a called strike, outer edge. Until that 6th inning debacle. That controversial play at the plate. There's the 1-2, and it's a called 3rd strike. Van Meter nails his spot. Cruz set up right on the black. And Norris frozen for out number 1. Williamson tonight going 7 for the 2nd time in this series. He did bounce back with a scoreless 7th inning. His first 2 7-inning outings of the year. Here's Dennis Phipps, 1 for 3, 3-run double in the 6th. And the first pitch, swing and a miss, tried to kill a changeup. Revs in the 9th inning will have Castillo, Witherspoon, and Mitchell due up. Facing Paulino, who's been dominant all year. Pitch, it is foul tip, back to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. Now ready, here's the 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Van Meter goes off speed again. And if that was the changeup, he threw a couple of absolute beauties to Phipps, who fans on them. 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Back-to-back strikeouts after the double. And for a pitcher, you come in, your first pitch is a double, but you have to recognize it was hit off the end of the bat. Might have been a pretty good pitch, and not let it get you down. Here's Alvaro Rondon. He takes a first pitch changeup strike. Rondon 1 for 3 tonight. Infield hit in between 2 groundouts. Now the 0-1. Swinging a soft liner to second. Casilla will wait back. Handles it on a hop and throws to first. Van Meter jammed Rondon. Works a scoreless 8th. As Cordero goes nowhere after the leadoff double. Van Meter had a few words for the plate on Ken Leventhal on the way off. He didn't like what he was told back. And we'll go to the 9th. Sugarland leading it 5-2.
Hear that? It's the sound of summer. Sound nice? Call Kona Ice. We do it all. Schools, sporting events, parties, both corporate and birthday. You name it, we'll be there. We bring the party to you. If you need a little bit of fun in your life, we're the shaved ice truck for you. Oh, and we fundraise too. This summer, cool down with Kona Ice. Give us a call at 1-800-KONA-ICE or visit us online at www.kona-ice.com. Kona Ice. Flavor our world.
Runners know the challenge. It's not the uncompromising weather. It's not the pounding repetition. It's not knowing how to dig deep as you start the climb of that last hill. For runners, the challenge is the discipline to keep running.
Flying feet.
Casual runners, amateur runners, hardcore runners, no matter what level runner you are, Flying Feet Sports Shoes is with you every step of the way. Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear and properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. Flying Feet has become the leader in athletic footwear, properly fitting the feet of runners throughout Central PA. And that holds true whether you're training or racing on roads, tracks, or trails. For those searching for that discipline, Flying Feet provides the latest shoe innovations, the accessories and equipment, and the inspiration to keep on running. Greg Baum and his staff have the knowledge and the true understanding of what running is all about. As one local runner put it, Flying Feet is family, and all runners are welcome.
Flying Feet.
Flying Feet Sports Shoes, 1511 Melrose Avenue, York, just off exit 18 of I-83.
This is Hall of Famer Jim Palmer. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Head of the 9th. Last chance for the Revs, down 5-2. And a pitching change brought to you by Maple Donuts brings Felipe Paulino in. League leader in saves, and he's barely been touched. He was up last inning in case Runzler faltered, but Runzler got the double play. Henry Castillo will lead off. He's 2 for 3 with a run scored tonight. Paulino from the belt delivers home, and a breaking ball misses up and away. He's 2-1, a 0.48 ERA, 38 outings, 22 saves, 37 and a third innings, 2 earned runs, 3 unearned. Here's the 1-0. And a foul back against the netting. Only 15 hits in 37 and a third. Opponents have hit 118 with no homers. He's got 13 walks, 54 Ks. Witherspoon and Mitchell coming up also. And Paulino sets at the belt. The 1-1 and a swing and a miss. That one cutting in on Castillo, looked like the slider. Paulino also fastball, and will show a changeup. Alrighty, here's the 1-2. And a curveball tapped along toward first. Chavez coming up, gloves it, and he'll lunge over to the bag before Castillo gets there. Paulino was there if needed as well. But Chavez handles it himself. Well, the Revs time and again this year have bounced back from little tough stretches. If they don't come back here, it'd be a third straight loss. On the other side, though, they have not put together a long streak at any point, which is why they've been around 500. First pitch to Witherspoon. He swings, pops it up foul, back out of play. Tonight 0 for 1 with a sac bunt and a walk. Now the 0-1. And a liner the other way, base hit right field. As Witherspoon shoots one in between Chavez at first and the first base line. Now Witherspoon with the Revs' 11th hit. Low liner off the infield dirt and on into right. He goes the other way. That's good to see. And now the top of the order and Jared Mitchell. Revs need another base runner to again bring the tying run to the plate. Mitchell 2 for 4 tonight. RBI single in the 5th. Tied the game 1-1 at the time. And Paulino the pitch. It is down low. Paulino, who played for the Astros, lives in Pearland, Texas. Originally from Venezuela. Here's the 1-0. And that's a called strike, outside corner. The only visit the Revs have had longer to Sugar Land was 2014, when they found out on the final day they'd be staying for a playoff series, that the Skeeters would be the opponent. Here's the 1-1, and that misses inside. Mitchell taking that one in near the shins. And they have been the Revs' toughest opponent. That series did yield us the Sean Smith moment, but that was a heartbreaking 5-game finish. Here's the 2-1, and it misses away. The other time they've squared off in the postseason was 2 years ago, and Revs were swept. All 3 games were close, though, back and forth. Time called, ball loose from the stands down the right side. Revs are a base runner away from bringing the tying run up. It's 3-1 on Mitchell. Spoon at first with 1 out. And here's the stretch from Paulino. And the 3-1, and he spiked it in the dirt. And the Revs will bring the tying run to the plate as Mitchell heads to first base. And Alexi Casilla will come to the plate. He is 0 for 4 tonight, does have a stolen base. While he may not be the most likely to homer, he does have 3 homers this year. Malky Mesa waits on deck following Casilla. Or the Revs could just put together about 7 hits in a row. That would work also. Here's the first pitch. It's a curveball, little low. 1 ball, no strikes. And the Revs taking a patient approach with Paulino here. Now long set, the 1-0, and Casilla tries to bunt his way on, but foul tips it into the mid of Norris. He saw Silverio back at third and tried to catch him by surprise and bunt for a hit. That's not a bad idea. Opponents have only hit 118 off Paulino this year. Silverio just behind the baseline. leaning in. Pitch to Alexi doesn't show it this time, and it's a little low. 2 balls and a strike. Spoon a 1-out single, then Mitchell a walk. Alexi chokes up as always, the 2-1. He swings, drives it the other way, left field. Back on the track is Hawkins, and he's got it. And both runners have to retreat as Casilla drove it deep the other way. And Courtney Hawkins backing up, reaches up, and reels it in on the middle of the warning track in deep left field. And it never looked like it was going to get up enough to be a game-tying home run, but thought maybe over his head and off the wall potentially. And a good swing from Alexi, driving it deep the other way, but Hawkins was there. 2 down. And here's Melky Mesa as the tying run himself. First pitch is swung on, popped up. Shallow right, Jansanti out from second, Phipps in from right, and Phipps makes a 2-hand basket grab down around his knees, and the ball game is over. It looked like it was going to drop. Neither of them seemed to have a great beat on it, but that's the way it's gone all week. As Phipps sticks the glove out, and into the pocket it goes. And the Revs drop the final 3 in Sugar Land. They fall tonight by a final score of 5-2. It is a 2-5 visit, 5.5 back. And an awfully difficult end to this series. Revs will look to regroup at home beginning tomorrow night. This is not what they needed, and certainly not what they wanted coming down here. But sayonara to this place, at least until the postseason. Hopefully the Revs can find their way back here at some point. They bring the tying run to the plate in the 8th and 9th. But it's a 5-2 final. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left in the 9th. Save number 23 for Paulino. 5-2 final. Stay tuned. Post-game show follows next.
Hey, it's the good-looking genius at Broadway Transmission. You know what really grinds my gears? Perfectly good cars being thrown away just because the transmission went bad. My mind slips into overdrive when someone says,
I'll just get a new car before I'm spending that kind of money on a transmission.
What? According to Kelley Blue Book, the average price of a new car is $32,000. Now you're going to finance that, right? There's another $6,000 to $8,000. And if you drive it off the showroom floor, it loses 20% of its value immediately. Don't forget, you also have to pay sales tax, higher insurance rates, title and registration fees, and come up with $600, $700, $800 a month depending on your interest rates for 5 years. And remember, you will still have to pay for the upkeep of the car, brakes, tires, wipers, fluids, etc. Stop! Trade your transmission, not your car.
Thanks, good-looking genius.
You're welcome, ma'am. Broadway Transmission. We'll get your shift together and save you all that dough. Visit us on the web at BroadwayTrans.com or stop in and see how it's done.
If you are facing retirement decisions, Smith, Mayer & Little Wealth Advisory Group can develop a customized retirement income plan. As specialists in retirement planning, we will guide you on Social Security benefits, 401k and retirement plan rollovers, pension choices, and distribution options. We can explain employer benefit plans and retirement systems such as PESERS and TIA-CREF. Smith, Mayer & Little, a wealth of knowledge about wealth. Get to know us over a cup of coffee or visit us at financialjava.com.
Janney Montgomery Scott LLC, member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC.
Local sports on WOIK are brought to you by Maple Donuts, York's great tasting family tradition.
Hey guys, is it time to get your hair in the game? Time to claim your spot! Then it's time to check in online at sportclips.com/check-in for a fresh cut, legendary hot steam towel and massaging shampoo. Time to claim your spot! So do your hair a favor by checking in online and arrive just in time for your Sport Clips MVP haircut experience while you surround yourself with sports on TV. Get in line online at sportclips.com/check-in. Time to claim your spot!
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Join me weekday mornings at 9 on Sports Radio 1350 WOIK.
Not a fun finish to the week in Texas for the Revs. They fall tonight 5-2. Daryl Henry back with you as we welcome you to the post-game show. York now 10-12 in the second half, having dropped 3 straight, and now 5.5 back. As they go 2-5 on this visit. Overall, they are 42-43. Sugar Land improves to 16-7 in the second half, 57-29 for the year. 39-11 at home. This can now be somebody else's problem for the rest of the regular season. Sugar Land just doesn't slow down, not yet. 32-11 since June 14th. And they've won 16 out of 20 since the All-Star break, and they don't even have to win, but they keep doing it. And sometimes that can be a challenge, is staying motivated after winning the first half, but they have not slowed down. We recap things tonight. Skeeters scored in the bottom of the first inning. Sac fly from Courtney Hawkins. They had a couple hits off Williamson in that first inning. But Logan settled in and allowed nothing else until the 6th. Meanwhile, the Revs had threats against Dallas Beeler and were unable to cash in until the 5th. When they did, as Henry Castillo singled, Witherspoon sacrificed him over, and Jared Mitchell, an RBI single to right, brought things even at 1-1. First run the Revs have scored off Beeler in 15 innings against him this year. But an inning later, Sugar Land would take control of the game. Williamson had the first 2 outs, but Courtney Hawkins singled to center. Matt Chavez then hit a roller up the third base line that stayed fair for an infield hit. And then the play of the game, Albert Cordero, a chopper through the left side, past Castillo's dive, turned out to be an RBI single. Dotel's throw home beat Hawkins by about 30 feet, but Cruz had the ball fly out of his glove attempting to make the tag, and the question was, did Hawkins go out of his normal path to the plate to make that happen? The umpires said no. It wasn't a big argument from the Revs. It was from Williamson, but not from the dugout. And perhaps they did get it right. I think we'd all like to see it again. That's certainly a gray area, definitely a judgment thing. The Revs weren't happy about it, but initially it wasn't a huge blow-up argument from the dugout, which makes you wonder if perhaps the interpretation was correct. But at any rate, we'll talk about it tomorrow in the pregame. It gave Sugar Land a 2-1 lead. Logan was clearly frustrated. He ended up walking Norris on 4 pitches, and then Dennis Phipps cleared the bases, a 3-run double down the left field line. And that made it 5-1. Williamson did bounce back with a scoreless 7th. Van Meter a scoreless 8th. But the Revs could never come back from that. They did score in the 8th as Gene Machi, it was supposed to be his inning, and he had struck out Melky Mesa for the first out. But he was lifted after evidently some sort of health scare. And Wellington Dotel, it wasn't anything that was obvious that we could see from here that was bothering Machi, but maybe some discomfort. So they lifted him for Dan Runsler. Dotel greeted Runsler with a triple down the right field line, and Luis Cruz adding to his night. Already had a single earlier to up the hitting streak to 10. He ripped an RBI double down the left field line, and that made it 5-2. Burgess then walked to bring the tying run to the plate, but Runsler got Dent to hit into a double play. And in the 9th, Paulino, maybe not as sharp as he normally is, with 1 out, Witherspoon singled to right, Mitchell walked, and Paulino fell behind Casilla 2-1. And Alexi, as the tying run at the plate, hit one deep to left, but Hawkins back on the track to catch it, and then Paulino got Mesa to pop out to shallow right field to end it. And that's how this one played out tonight, with Sugar Land winning by a final score of 5-2. Final totals in this one for the Skeeters: 5 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. They leave 7. Revs 2 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. They leave 10. Alex Wimmers the win in relief. He's 1-0. Logan Williamson the loss, 4-3. Save is Felipe Paulino's league-leading 23rd. Time of the game, 2 hours, 53 minutes, played in front of 4,971 here at Constellation Field tonight. Our Kochman Kunkel Insurance Group player of the game here this evening, we'll go with a Rev in this one, and let's go with Henry Castillo, who had been struggling at the plate a little bit, but tonight 2 for 4, singled to start the rally in the 5th inning, scored a run, and played a pretty good third base tonight as well. Henry Castillo, our Kochman Kunkel Insurance Group player of the game here tonight. We'll wrap it up with a look at the scores from around the league. Lancaster at Southern Maryland was rained out earlier. New Britain, for some reason, was asked to play a morning game in the opening game of a series at Somerset, and they went right ahead and won it 4-3. And Long Island gave up a lead at home to the Road Warriors, losing 9-7. So the standings, they did not get any prettier for the Revs tonight, but there's still 41 games to go. They are 5.5 behind Sugar Land, and they are out of chances to make up any ground head-to-head. That certainly hurts. But in the overall standings, Sugar Land obviously is well positioned to make a run at winning both halves, which would open up one wild card. Over on the Liberty side, Somerset earlier today dropped their 4th in a row, but Long Island's 4-game winning streak was snapped. Had a chance to get to within 1 and did not. They are 2 back. New Britain did win a 3rd straight game. They are within 3. And then in the overall standings and wild card picture, Lancaster right now has the top spot. New Britain has the potential 2nd spot. They are 3 back of Lancaster. Long Island is 5 back of Lancaster, and the Revs are 6 back, but I think it's not playing Sugar Land the rest of the way. The Revs' best chance is probably to get into that wild card picture because they do play all of those teams, but certainly they are not giving up on that second half. There are still 41 games to go, and there are still moves to be made. In the major leagues tonight, the Rangers lead the Orioles 17-5 in the bottom of the 8th inning. They scored 3 in the first, 7 in the second, and the Orioles are taking one on the chin. The Padres, a 6-1 win at Wrigley earlier. Dodgers with Clayton Kershaw on the mound. They have plenty of run support for him. They lead the Brewers 10-2 in the 6th inning, a matchup of division leaders in LA tonight. Bottom of the 5th, the Giants up 2-1 in Arizona. Blue Jays and Mariners tied 2-2 in the 4th in Seattle. Rays beat the Angels earlier 4-2. The Cardinals got a walk-off base hit to beat the Rockies 3-2 in a day game. White Sox a 6-4 win over the Royals. The Phillies got a walk-off Maikel Franco home run to beat the Marlins 5-2. Nationals a 10-4 win over the Reds. They're starting to pick up a little steam, and Max Scherzer tonight struck out 10 in 6 innings, improving to 15-5. Red Sox a 15-7 win over the Yankees at Fenway. Steve Pearce had a 3-home run game in that one, and the Braves a 4-2 lead over the Mets in New York. And as your York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard here tonight, final in our game, once again, Sugar Land 5, York 2. And the Revs will pack it up, leave the hotel at 2:30 in the morning local time. And it's a 6:05 local time flight out of Houston. Should be back in Baltimore sometime around 10 a.m. Eastern. And hopefully back to York around noon. It's a 6:30 first pitch tomorrow night, as we play a 2-time zone doubleheader. I'm not sleeping. I don't know how many of the guys will, but we'll be on at 6:10 for the pregame. We hope you can join us then. We'll air part 2 of our interview with Michael Click, talking with them a lot about his time in Germany, so make sure you tune in for that tomorrow. It's Boy Scout night at Peoples Bank Park. Pre-game scout parade, a Pinewood Derby car show. After the game, a movie on the big screen, a camp out in the outfield. It's downtown's birthday. Kids 12 and under get free birthday cake. And it's also First Friday Latino in York. First Friday York, presented by Downtown Inc. Tickets are on sale at YorkRevolution.com, 717-801-HITS, and at the Revs ticket office. Until then, Daryl Henry saying so long from Sugar Land. Again, the final tonight. It is the Skeeters 5 and the Revs 2. Thanks a lot for listening. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 6:10 for the pregame. Back home in York, Revs and the Blue Crabs tomorrow. And by the way, Dominic Severino against Drake Britton. That is the matchup. Hope to see you there. And we hope you can join us tomorrow night as well, right here on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK.
Thank you for listening to the Atlantic League champion York Revolution on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. Catch the Revs all season on York's only place for local sports. Tune in 20 minutes before first pitch for a trip to the clubhouse with player interviews and the manager Mark Mason every game. Listen throughout the day for the Revs Report and check out WOYK1350.com for highlights and features on York's pro team. The Atlantic League champion York Revolution, all season on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports. Now we return to our regularly scheduled programming already in progress on Sports Radio 1350 WOYK, York.
Hi, I'm Daryl Henry with today's Revs Report. The York Revolution dropped their final 3 in Sugar Land, losing Thursday night by a final score of 5-2. Down 1-0 in the 5th, Jared Mitchell tied things up. Then down in the 8th, Luis Cruz helped the Revs. Then down in the 8th, Luis Cruz brought the Revs a run closer. But York would fall by a final of 5-2. The Revs return home Friday night, hosting the Blue Crabs at 6:30. Our coverage from Peoples Bank Park begins at 6:10. That's today's Revs Report.